Is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-Hour Energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-Hour Energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up and to work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off.
Wolverines fans, it's time to join the University of Michigan Credit Union, the leaders and best in local banking. We are here to help you stay on top of your game with competitive loan rates and championship service to meet all your financial needs. Access your account with our conveniently located branches and ATMs, 24/7 online banking, and our mobile app. To learn more about our services or find a branch near you, visit umcu.org. UMCU is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. The University of Michigan Credit Union is federally insured by NCAAM. Getting you set for Michigan and Auburn from the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament in Atlanta. Rob Joyce with you in the network studios with extended pregame coverage. The first game is done. Michigan State moves on to the Elite Eight, 73-70 victors over Ole Miss. So the winner of our game will get the Spartans on Sunday. We'll tell you about that and what else is happening around the Sweet 16 in a little bit. But first, as we count you down to Michigan and Auburn, obviously most folks know a significant connection here. Trey Donaldson transferred into Michigan from the Plains, where he spent his first 2 collegiate seasons. In fact, last game came in last year's NCAA tournament, a first-round upset loss at the hands of Danny Wolf and Yale. But a connection of which you may not be aware, KT Herell is the director of basketball operations for Michigan. He came with Dusty Bay from Florida Atlantic, but his playing days, early coaching career came at Auburn. Started his career at Virginia, spent 2 years with the Tigers. After that, all-SEC second-teamer in 2015 when he led the conference in scoring. Then a grad assistant under Bruce Pearl, had coached at Auburn for 3 years before moving to Boca Raton, joining FAU, now obviously at Michigan. So an exciting night for KT Herell, who chatted with Brian.
When you knew this matchup was going to happen, what was going through your mind?
Well, a lot was going through my mind. Most importantly, my son was super, super excited. That's all he kept talking about. I kept trying to tell him one game at a time. All he was thinking about was playing Auburn. So I'm super excited to be able to play against my former team and just I can't really put it into words. It's kind of full circle, right? So it's pretty cool.
What has Bruce Pearl and the Auburn program meant to you?
Everything. Coach Pearl gave me my first chance to get into coaching. I was at a time where I didn't know if I really wanted to get into coaching or not. But he gave me my first opportunity, and it led me here to be in the Sweet 16 with Michigan and playing against him. So it's pretty surreal. But I'm thankful. Obviously, as a player, I got a degree. As a grad assistant, I got another degree. He just gave me a lot of opportunity, and so I'm really fortunate.
You were part of the beginning of the build for Bruce Pearl at Auburn. That first year, your guys' incredible run to the semifinals of the SEC tournament. Why do you think Coach Pearl has had the success he's had at a program that did not have a bunch of success in basketball before you and he came around?
His work ethic. Obviously, the work ethic that he has, the staff has, his vision of what he wanted to do with the program. Since day one, he stepped foot on campus and was trying to create the excitement. The environment that you see was all a part of what he brought that first year, trying to get people excited about it. Like, nobody really sees the work that was put in to make it what it is now. So just his work ethic and the staff's work ethic to make Auburn a school where, people respect the basketball program. And so it's impressive to see what they've done. Obviously, my first year, we were able to have a little bit of success, and he always says that we laid the foundation, but it's minute in comparison to what they've been able to do the last couple of years. So
I think you're downplaying it a little bit, but you're a humble man. I get it. You're a director of basketball operations. There's some non-basketball jobs you have to do, but right. I know the goal is to continue to climb in the coaching industry. So give me your coach hat. What does Auburn bring to the table? Why are they the number 1 overall seed in your eyes?
They play extremely hard. One of the hardest playing teams in the country. They can turn you over. They play with unbelievable confidence. They're going to make a lot of tough shots. BP gives his guys a lot of freedom to play their game and play loose. So we're going to have to respond in a way where, when they make tough shots, difficult shots, we got to respond and get it out and play in transition. We got to be physical, offensively and defensively, get to the paint, look to score. And we just got to let it all hang out, man. Just play as hard as we can and play free, play with confidence.
This team won 5 games in 9 days, Michigan did, to get here to the Sweet 16 and also a Big Ten tournament championship. What do you think this team found or rediscovered that kind of abandoned them down the stretch in the regular season?
Oh, we just found confidence in each other again. You know, I think we struggled a little bit late during the season of believing in each other, being confident in each other. And even though Coach Akeem said it best, like when we get to a neutral site and we start playing these tournament games, we're going to play a lot better. And he called it. Like right away when we got to the conference tournament, we started playing for each other again. Nobody cared about whose success it was again. Like we just started playing loose and playing Michigan basketball. So now that we're here, man, we got a chance to do something really special. Obviously, we got a tough matchup against Auburn, but the way our culture is now, the way our guys believe in each other now, we can beat anybody we play against.
Appreciate the time. Appreciate all you do for the program, KT. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Brian. Great stuff with KT Herell. We're kind of get down to Michigan and Auburn. Tip-off right around the top of the hour. We'll recap what else is going on this final Sweet 16 night. Next, this is Wolverine basketball from Learfield.
Champion Circle is the preeminent name, image, and likeness collective supporting University of Michigan student-athletes. Help Champion Circle empower Wolverine student-athletes through NIL by joining the Everybody In for Michigan campaign. Our goal is to reach over 100,000 Michigan fans to help ensure that Michigan remains at the forefront of college athletics. For more on the Everybody In for Michigan campaign, head to championscircleufm.com. Champions Circle, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We'll return to Atlanta for more tournament action after this local break.
Pace and accelerates all the way to the cup for an easy right block layup.
This is Wolverine basketball from Learfield.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through March 31st, you can get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $1,681 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
About 15 minutes or so away to tip from Atlanta, Michigan, and Auburn. We know now 6 of the 8 spots in the Elite Eight coming tomorrow and Sunday. The winner of our game will get Michigan State after the Spartans outlasted Ole Miss in the first game tonight, 73-70. MSU didn't take its first lead until the 8-minute mark of the second half, but shot 56% in the second, made 13 of 14 free throws after halftime. Jace Richardson led the charge, 20 points. First half, Spartans trailed by 10, 8th win this year, when trailing by double digits, the most by any power conference school this year. So it'll be either Michigan or Auburn to take on MSU in the South region. The other region tonight is the Midwest in Indianapolis. An SEC tilt starting to wind down, under 4 to go. The 2-seed Tennessee all over third-seeded Kentucky, 72-55. Largely been wire to wire for the Vols, who lost twice this year to Kentucky. The game to follow will tip somewhere around 10:10 Eastern time, maybe closer to 10:15 from Lucas Oil Stadium. Involves the Big Ten team, Purdue, in the Sweet 16 for the third time in 4 years. Boilermakers are taking on the top-seeded Houston Cougars, again, with the right to take on likely Tennessee for the Final Four on Sunday. The Elite Eight begins tomorrow at 6 in San Francisco. The West Region Final top seed Florida against third-seeded Texas Tech. And then The game tomorrow to follow that will be the 1 versus 2 matchup in the East region. It'll be Duke against Alabama after the Blue Devils last night hit 100 against Arizona. Not quite the 113 in regulation that Alabama hit against BYU, in the process setting a couple of NCAA tournament records. 26 made threes, including 10 from Mark Sears himself, both tournament records. Again, getting down to Michigan and Auburn here tonight. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Get the pregame thoughts of head coach Dusty May next. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
John Jansen here. We cover all things Michigan athletics on our podcast channel, MGO Blue Podcast with John Jansen. In the Trenches, presented by Meyer, focuses on all things Michigan football, including exclusive interviews, game previews, and post-game episodes. Defend the Block highlights both men's and women's basketball programs, and Conquering Heroes keeps you in the loop on every team in Ann Arbor. Search MGO Blue Podcast with John Jansen wherever you get your podcast. That's MGO Blue Podcast with John Jansen.
Risk management is not just what we do, it's our calling. We trace our roots to 1850 when Alan Pinkerton founded Pinkerton's National Detective Agency. During our rich history, we created a forerunner to the U.S. Secret Service, hired America's first woman detective, and remained the industry leader. Today, we infuse institutional knowledge and technology with integrity, vigilance, and excellence to deliver innovative solutions to clients around the globe. No matter when, no matter where, we are there for you. Because at Pinkerton, we never sleep.
We're closing in on tip-off, so let's head into the Michigan locker room and hear from head coach Dusty May. With Coach May, here's Brian Bush.
Moments away from tip-off, Michigan and Auburn. It's the Sweet 16 here from Atlanta. The head coach, Dusty May, is alongside. You called the one-day gap between UC San Diego and Texas A&M as a vacation. You guys have had a lengthy gap after 5 games in 9 days. How have you and the team utilized it?
Well, we feel like we have a good feel for what Auburn is. I think the staff did a nice job of getting our guys the right amount of information without overdoing it and having those guys overthinking, because at the end of the day, Auburn's going to make us play basketball. They're not going to let us get organized every possession. And then they have some things within their offense that we have to take away and force them to counter. And so it should be a good game.
A lot has been made about the return for Trey Donaldson against Auburn. How has he handled it? He is an emotional player. You said to us earlier in the year that you can tell the team's pulse based on his body language, mindset. How's he taking this all in?
He's handled it with a really mature approach. He hasn't talked too much. Obviously, he's helped with some things as far as scouting and whatnot, but all the other stuff, he's kind of left that up to the play.
You were in on Janai Broome at Florida Atlantic, which is a pretty crazy thought considering what you built down there with that same recruiting class. How have you seen him develop over those 5 years to become the incredible piece, the potential national player of the year that he is?
Well, he's had a trajectory similar to Vlad, where he started out, he was good early on, but he's just continuously gotten better, added more to his game. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger, he's gotten smarter. And so it's not like there is a big jump. I mean, he was good as a freshman, and now as a fifth-year senior, he's just got incrementally better.
Compare and contrast what they do with the two bigs, Broom and Cardwell, versus what Vlad and Danny do. It's not as often as we see both those guys out on the floor as you have your 2 7-footers, but where do they kind of have some similarities and differences?
Well, Broom obviously plays mostly on the low block, but he's good up top with he can shoot threes now, even though his percentage isn't great. He can dribble and back you down. But Cardwell's more just a role player. He doesn't get very many touches. He makes his mark on screening to get his teammates open, getting on the offensive glass, and then he's considered a lockdown defender. And so he's big, strong. He'll play basketball at a very, very high level, but his role is not a big part of their offense.
The 7 guys that they use the most, it's a bunch of 5th-year seniors, 1 4th-year senior, and then the freshman Tahad Pettiford. He's their leading scorer. Where have you seen him stand out on film as you've gotten ready for this?
Well, he's such a dynamic shot maker and playmaker. I mean, he's able to get it going and score in bunches, and that's what's so impressive about all their guards. They do a nice job of going to the hot hand of, on any given night, whoever's got it going, of playing through them. And like I said, Jones, Kelly, Pettiford, all those guys are capable of getting 25 or 30.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, Brian.
There's Dusty May. Wolverines and Auburn Tigers coming up. We'll have Terry's Keys to Victory, the starting lineups, and the opening jump next from Atlanta. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
Gambling can be fun. Here we go. Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
As the weather warms up, so do the Wolverines on the softball and baseball fields. From marquee matchups to great promotions to exclusive giveaways, Michigan softball and Michigan baseball provide the ideal spring entertainment here in Ann Arbor. Visit mgoblue.com/tickets to join us for all of the action. That's mgoblue.com/tickets to secure your seats for Michigan softball and Michigan baseball all spring long.
Ann Arbor has a goal to reach 100% renewable energy by 2030, and DTE is committed to helping the city get there. Between DTE's wind and solar projects and local participation in My Green Power, we're already 30% of the way there. Join thousands of your neighbors who are using My Green Power to reduce their carbon footprint and support Michigan-made renewable energy. Learn more at migreenpower.com. Together, we can power a sustainable future.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
As a team of seasoned experts, we take time to answer questions and understand each home buyer's unique situation. When you begin your home search or are ready to refinance, Ruoff Mortgage is here to help make your dream a reality. Stop by one of our Michigan branches or get started online at ruoff.com. Ruoff Mortgage Company, Inc., DBA. Ruoff Mortgage is an Indiana corporation. This is not an offer for extension of credit or a commitment to lend. All loans must satisfy company underwriting guidelines. Information and interest rates are subject to change at any time without notice. For a complete licensing information, visit ruoff.com or call 1-800-627-8633. Equal housing lender. MLS ID 141868.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Welcome back to Atlanta. State Farm Arena, the site for the second Sweet 16 game here in the South region. Michigan squares off with the #1 overall seed in the dance, the Auburn Tigers. Terry Mills, the Tigers had one of the most impressive regular seasons in recent memory in college basketball. Down the stretch, though, they did look mortal. How can Michigan prove that fact and advance to the Elite Eight for an in-state clash with the Spartans? What are your keys to victory?
Yeah, well, number one, Michigan will need to limit those turnovers. Avoid those turnovers for touchdowns. Auburn forces 12 turnovers and Michigan averages 14 turnovers. And Michigan has done a much better job in taking care of the basketball from the conference tournament championship they won and in the NCAA tournament. Number two is defensive rebounding and 50-50 ball. Michigan has to get up on that glass, have that mindset of one and done. One and done, and Michigan, if they can get clean rebounds, they can get out and run in transition and get some easy baskets. Auburn gives up about 12 offensive rebounds. Michigan should be able to pound the glass here, get some second shot opportunities. Last but not least, offensively, Michigan needs to be in attack mode. Take what the defense is giving you. Shoot that ball with confidence, as they have been since tournament started. The Big Ten tournament started, they've been shooting. Take the shot that's given by the defense, because your teammates are in position to rebound the basketball when you take the shot in the offense that's supposed to be taken.
Our buddy Zach Shaw had a great stat. Michigan 8-2 against quad one opponents when shooting 31% or better from three. Doesn't take a whole lot, but if they can get a little bit of shooting going, especially from the outside, that tends to work out for the Maize and Blue. Before we give you the starting lineups, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield. Here in downtown Atlanta. Time for the starting lineups. First for the men, from just an hour and a half away, the Auburn Tigers, 30-5 overall, SEC champs at 15-3. In the backcourt, the closest thing to a point guard for the Tigers is Denver Jones. He's an outstanding defender on the All-SEC defensive team. He's joined in the backcourt by Miles Kelly, a transfer from nearby Georgia Tech. He had 7 triples in Auburn's round of 64 win over Alabama State. The other guard, Chad Baker-Mazzara, his 4th collegiate stop, his 2nd season at Auburn. He is 2nd on this team with 12.5 points per ball game. The front court, similar size to Michigan's. It's anchored by Sporting News' National Player of the Year. Their 4-man Jedi Broom, he wears number 4. Only player in Division I ever with 2,500 or more career points, 1,500 or more rebounds, and 400 or more blocks. And this is his 166th collegiate game. Broom stands at 6'10", center Dylan Cardwell an inch taller. He's the winningest player in Auburn history at 118 victories, 5 points, 5 boards a ball game. They played for the SEC's Coach of the Year in Bruce Pearl, 230 wins and 124 losses, and this is 11th season at Auburn. 21 years overall. In Division I, he's 461 and 223. Associate head coach is his son, Stephen Pearl. Assistants, Mike Burgomaster, Ira Bowman, Chad Pruitt, and Corey Williams. For the 5th seed in Michigan Wolverines, 27-9 for the overall mark, 14-6 in the Big Ten. Big Ten tournament champions. Trey Donaldson, the former Auburn Tiger, runs point for the Maize and Blue. Donaldson, 67 games for Auburn before, as he said this summer, bringing the South to Ann Arbor. Now he's back in the South bracket, trying to bring Michigan to the Elite Eight. The other Wolverines guards, Damari Burnett, who played a season-low 13 minutes, did not score for just the 2nd time in his Michigan career against Texas A&M. And Reuben Jones, who stumped the stat sheet, 7 points, 7 boards, and a season-high 4 assists in that win in Denver over the Aggies. Inside, it is Michigan's Area 51. 7-footer Danny Wolf, the Michigan native since birth. He plays the 4, 13 points, 5 boards in Yale's upset of Auburn a year ago in the 4-13 matchup in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Center, 7-1 Vlad Golden, his 9th career NCAA tournament game moments away. He's dropped 20 or more points in 8 of Michigan's last 12. The head coach is Dusty May, 153 wins, 78 losses, and this is his 7th season as a collegiate head coach. Over the last 3 years, May, 87-22 for the overall mark. In the postseason, he's 13-3. Assistants, our scout today, Mike Boynton Jr., along with Akeem Miskadeen, Justin Joyner, Drew Williamson, and Kyle Church. Of course, Michigan's Director of Basketball Operations, KT Herell, who we heard from on the pregame show. He was Auburn's best player in Bruce Pearl's first season on the Plains. Our officials here tonight, Pat Adams, Thomas Morrissey, and Randy Richardson. It is an honor to be here. It's an honor to work with three of my best friends, the national champion Terry Mills, our engineer Tony Butler, and our host Rob Joyce. I'm Brian Bush. Michigan, the midnight blue jersey, Thompson bottoms. Auburn in the home whites. They encourage their fans to wear blue, not orange. Their burnt orange look. And there are plenty of Auburn fans here, just 109 miles from their campus. The Terry Mills Michigan fans always show up, and they have here tonight as well.
Yeah, they showed up, but I tell you what, it almost feels like it's a road game for the Wolverines. But I tell you what, we've been road warriors all year long, so I don't expect any different. Michigan is going to be up for the task here.
In multi-game road trips this season, Michigan is unblemished. 2-0 in Fort Myers. 2-0 in Los Angeles early in Big Ten play. 3-0 in less than 48 hours in Indianapolis at the Big Ten tournament. And 2-0 last weekend in Denver to get to this point. A win sets up another game on Sunday with the Michigan State Spartans. Sweet 16 moments away. Michigan and Auburn, the number 1 seed. They're trying to get to the Elite Eight for the second time under Bruce Pearl. They went to the Final Four in 2019. Vlad Golden readies at the center jump. He'll go up on this jump ball with Dylan Cardwell. Randy Richardson has the basketball, holds it up, flings it up into the air, and on the very bottom of it, it's a possession arrow, and they're just going to simply re-jump it 2 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, that could have been easily Auburn's basketball because you're not supposed to be able to catch that basketball as a player that's jumping for it.
And the second attempt won by Auburn. So the Tigers, clad in white here tonight, have it. Broom skip it in toward Baker Mazzara. Amari Burnett got his hands in there and came up with his 30th steal, Michigan's ball.
Yeah, and that's how you get in that scouting report right there. Good defense by Amari Burnett.
The left baseline steal. Now Jones on the right wing for the Wolverines. Left point Golden, ball at his hip. Fakes a handoff. Donaldson now leaves it for Trey, center circle. Jets his way to the left wing with 10. Picks up his bounce. Around the rainbow right wing. Wolf with 8. Fires one inside. Caught by Burnett underneath the cup. He pivots. He leaves it for Golden. It was ricocheted over left side. Jones lets it over to Burnett. Heaves it up there. Misses it long. Rebound Broom as the shot clock expires. Auburn's ball. Near sideline, Baker Mazzara has it on the right pocket. Shot fake into Wolf, leans in, attempts to draw a foul that never comes, and it's well short. Rebound to Amari Burnett for Michigan.
Yeah, how about the work Michigan's doing on that backboard?
Donaldson splits 2, jump stop right of the lane, banks it nowhere close. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Wolf. It goes to Auburn. And with 18:53 on the first half clock, we're still scoreless. Little jitters early from both sides.
Yeah, you can expect that in a Sweet 16 game. Glad to see that Michigan is locked in, engaged in this game early.
High to the left, Miles Kelly has a let's go Auburn. Chant emanates here in Atlanta. Left side wide open. Kelly dials up a 3 and misses it short. Weak side offensive rebound. Cardwell, right wing. Jones heaves up a 3 and scores it. And Auburn has the early 3-0 lead. We're a minute and a half in.
Yeah, well, they talked about how Auburn had some elite shooters on this team, so Michigan's got to do the job on that backboard. Don't give them any second shot opportunity.
Whistle away from the ball and a foul on Auburn. 18:21 to play here in this first half. 3-0 Tigers. And the foul goes on Miles Kelly. Number 1 on him. First of the ball game for either side.
Yeah, well, you would expect most teams to get a little rattled. All of a sudden, they knock down a 3-point shot. But the Wolverines just continue business as usual.
Far sideline, Jones quarterbacks it in for Michigan, down 3-0 early. Inbound Burnett, back to Jones, lob it, left point. It's Golden. Battling Cardwell to the right wing. Wolf draws Broom defensively. Around a screen, Wolf right wing, hoists up a 3 ball and misses it off to the left. Rebound loose, Burnett fighting for it, couldn't corral it. It's down to Kelly at his shoe tops for the Tigers. Left to right comes Auburn, leading 3-0. 2 minutes deep in the Sweet 16 clash in downtown Atlanta. Cardwell on the right wing. One dribble, handoff Baker Mazzara. Pauses at the point, lob it over Broom, left elbow. Spinning in on Golden, leans in, floats, misses it short. Good rebound by Golden, and he bobbles it. It comes down to his former Texas Tech roommate, Amari Burnett. Burnett trudges his way left corner. Now to the right side, Donaldson pops up a right wing three for the tie and books it. Trey Donaldson, the former Auburn Tiger, has the first points against Auburn. 3-3 here, 2.5 minutes in. Into the forecourt comes Denver Jones, who had those 3 points for Auburn. Broom at the point. The Sporting News National Player of the Year gives Jones, turns and misses a three, hits it off the front iron, easy rebound, Glad Golden for Michigan. Donaldson right to left for the Wolverines, one arm pass right wing, Burnett drives in on the right baseline against Massar, fakes and scores. Burnett was scoreless against A&M. He gives Michigan a 5-3 lead here, 3 minutes deep into the Sweet 16 clash.
I can tell you, just from the start of this ball game, Amari Burnett seems like he has his legs up underneath him, being able to take those players off the dribble.
Broom right of the lane, couple of dribbles, got away with a walk, lobbed it up toward Jones. That was 4 steps, right corner. Broom ponders a three, takes the three, makes the three, and that's a big 3-point swing after the no travel call, 6-5 Auburn. High to the right, Donaldson around a modest hedge from Wolf. Left of the lane, jump stop, floats, misses it short. Rebound on the move, Kelly almost bobbles it. Jones behind the back dribble, flips it up and scores with the left hand over Reuben Jones. And it's Auburn in front 8-5. 16-17 to play first half. Left wing, Danny Wolf with it for the Maize and Blue. Considers going around a golden screen, takes it in on Cardwell. He'll float it up there, no short, off to the right. Rebound for Miles Kelly and Auburn. Lob it over, Denver Jones for the Tigers in front 8-5. We are 4 minutes in, media timeout, next dead ball. Left pocket, Broom, sights a three and misses it well short. One hop rebound, stolen away from Burnett by Broom. Finds Cardwell, misses the layup, but he's fouled. Danny Wolf pegs Dylan Cardwell. Just a 32% free throw shooter. Cardwell will be at the line when we come back on Wolf's first and the team's first. Timeout on the floor with 15:52 remaining first half. Auburn 8, Michigan 5. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32.
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Michigan, Auburn.
He'll flip one up there. Got it to go!
Put it in the blender.
Did Trey Donaldson fling it up there for two?
More from the NCAA tournament comes your way in 1 minute, right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. 15:52 to play first half. Auburn, the top seed in this overall tournament, an 8-5 lead early on the 5th-seeded Wolverines. Terry, your initial impressions of this first 4+ minutes?
Yeah, well, Michigan's done a good job with 0 turnovers. They're doing a good job taking care of the turnovers. Just would like to see them be a little quicker to those 50-50 balls right now. It's showing that they have 2 offensive rebounds, but I like to call those 50-50 balls because Michigan is not getting their hands on right now. Got to find a way to clean that up.
Trey Donaldson Johnson exits. Roddy Gale Jr., who was awesome in that win over Texas A&M, a season high and a team best 26 points against the Aggies. He checks in for the first time. Auburn brings in their star freshman Tahad Pettiford, the only non-senior in their normal rotation. They also chime in with Chaney Johnson for the first time, replacing Denver Jones and Chad Baker-Mazzara. First free throw from that 32% tosser Dylan Cardwell is long. He's now 19 of 61 from the line.
Yeah, the Wolverines just got to make sure they come up with this possession here because more than likely it's coming off.
The all-time winningest player in Auburn basketball history shoots the second and swishes it. So he bucks the trend a little bit there and now heads to the bench as Chaney Johnson does come in here for Auburn. The Tigers fans who've really known that if they got to the Sweet 16, they'd be in this pod for probably more than a month at this point. Tigers fans loud as they bring some press. Roddy Gale Jr. inbounds to Danny Wolf in front of us, jumping past Reuben Jones, accelerates near sideline, takes it all the way, reverses, no good, but a foul called on Auburn. Reuben Jones with bad intentions there, and he's bumped by Chad Baker-Mazzara, the feisty fifth-year senior. In his fourth collegiate stop, first foul, team second for Auburn. 2 free throws for Reuben Jones, who shoots them at 74%.
Yeah, well, one thing I love is when teams decided they want to try to press up against the Wolverines, they gained all kind of confidence against Texas A&M.
The lefty swishes the first, and Will Cheddar comes off that Michigan bench for the first time, spelling flag golden. 9-6 Auburn. Got the 15:46 on this first half clock here in Atlanta. Winner gets Michigan State, who edged Ole Miss in the first game tonight. Second one from Jones follows in the first with a swish. And the Wolverines have the lead on that trip to the strike 9-7 Tigers. Tahad Pettiford, Auburn's leading scorer in the first 2 NCAA tournament games, 16 and then 23. Bad pass, easy interception for Will Cheddar on the errant pass from Pettiford. Up ahead, Wolf lays it up with a finger roll on the right side of the rim. Turnover for touchdown, we're deadlocked at 9.
Yeah, about the defense by Namari Burnett really kind of blowing up that play, not allowing himself to get screened.
High to the right, Baker-Mazzara feed the post Broom. Closely guarded by Cheddar. Pivots, faces up, Cheddar 10 feet away, spins in, banks, and got the roll. Nifty move there after good Cheddar defense. 11-9 Auburn. Up ahead quickly, Michigan. Cheddar has it right pocket, high to the right, Wolf. 5 minutes in, first half. Burnett dials up a left wing three. Way off the mark. Offensive rebound plucked out of there after hit the chest of Cheddar by Wolf for Michigan. Now Wolf right pocket. Sizes up the three but doesn't take it. Has Broom on him. Backs him down with a left-handed dribble. Goes to work right block. Spins in. Tough one off the glass. Rattles it home. Another tie, 11-all. 14:41 left. That was a tough shot that Wolf knocked down.
Well, I'll tell you what, he didn't fade away. I love when Wolf is aggressive, going through the defender, not fading away.
Baker-Mazzara behind the back dribble. Shoots a right wing three. Rattles it out. Back tap rebound off the fingertips of Gale after Wolf smacked it to him. A little too hot to handle. It stays with Auburn. Reset 20 on the timer. 14:27 left on the big clock first half. Tied at 11. And Miles Kelly exits. The return of Denver Jones, Auburn's co-leading scorer with 5. Far sideline, Baker-Mazzara inbounds Broom, and then a foul away from the basketball. It comes on Michigan and Reuben Jones. The 50-year grad student has his first, team second, and L.J. Kaysen, who over his last 5 halves of basketball has 25 points, 5 assists, and just 1 turnover. He spells Namari Burnett. Inbound, left side toward Johnson. Now in between the circles, Pettiford. Game tied at 11, 14:20 to play. Drive in by Jones, lost his footing, somehow saves it to Baker-Mazzara, right corner. Has Kaysen on him defensively. Baker-Mazzara spins right elbow, shot fake. Kaysen sticks with him, over to Pettiford. Timer at 4. Pettiford snakes to the left point, hoists a 3. It's off the heel, 1-hop rebound for Baker-Mazzara. Third chance for the Tigers on this trip. 12-footer left elbow, no good. Another offensive board by Broom, missed the bunny, but put it up and in. 5th time the charm for the Tigers. They're back in front 13-11.
Well, I tell you what, the Wolverines got to find themselves getting in the fight here. Can't be on the outside. You got to get in there and put your body on somebody when that ball goes up on the glass.
Right side, Cheddar. Also, Trey Donaldson back in the ball game. He spells Reuben Jones. At the point, Cheddar over to Wolf. Has Broom on him. Backs him down, left block. Takes it underneath the cup. Reverses no. Offensive rebound went off the sneaker of Pettiford, who went with a head-first slide like you might see at a Braves game nearby. Couldn't save the basketball. It's Michigan's ball with the timer at 4.2. Wolf leaves. Golden returns for Michigan. And Chris Moore, who did not play against Creighton in the round of 32, he quickly hustles at the scorer's table to replace Chad Baker-Mazara. I think they want to take a look. They're not going to say they're going to take a look to see if there should be a shot clock reset. 4.2 on the timer for Michigan. Gale to inbound, near sideline, far side from us. Michigan down 2, lob it up toward Donaldson, catches right baseline and floats, missed it off the heel twice. Rebound Johnson for the Tigers. And then it was popped nearly out of bounds. Jones saves it up ahead to Pettiford. And here come the Tigers. Donaldson fleeces him, deflects to Gale, runs his way in. He banks it up there. No, but he is fouled. We'll see if they say it was on the floor or a shooting foul for Roddy Gale Jr. Pettiford picks up the foul. It is indeed a non-shooting foul. But great anticipation from Trey Donaldson. The steal and then the foul, the first on Tahad Pettiford. Donaldson baseline left with the Wolverines trailing 13-11, 13-16 to play. Donaldson chucks one out toward the center circle, and Gale lets it hop twice, and he picks it up underneath the opposite basket. Jog right to left for the midnight blue-clad Wolverines here in the Sweet 16. Gale behind the back bounce, almost lost the handle, picks it back up, lob it right wing, it's Golden. Facing up against Broom, now he backs him down, high block right, jump stop in the lane, leans in, Broom, a lot of contact, and he wrestles it away from Golden, Auburn's basketball. Pettiford jogs now, accelerates left block, floats it up there well short, and Johnson with the foul. They're going to say it's an over and back. He corralled it. Good box out by Roddy Gale Jr. And that was a late whistle. I thought they were going to let him play on there. Johnson was a backpack for Roddy Gale Jr.
Yeah, good physical box out there by Roddy Gale. That's what I'm talking about, being in the fight here.
Wolverines with the basketball. They say it was not a foul. Just Michigan's ball, maybe he was out of bounds. Center circle Donaldson over to the left wing. Uses a double screen, pauses. Head of the key, Golden has it. 10 on the timer. Spins in on Broom. Yes. Shot fake, floats and scores. Oh, he discarded Janai Broom. We're tied at 13.
Yeah, and I think what the Wolverines need to invest in is dropping that ball down low to Vlad. Allow him to work on Jahani Broom.
Pettiford hoists a left point three. Off to the left, rebound. L.J. Kaysen reels it in with his right hand. Up ahead, Cheddar catches. Had his shot blocked out of bounds by Pettiford. What an acrobatic play from the freshman Tahad Pettiford. Donaldson threw it from near the half-court line. Caught by Cheddar, went for an all-in-one motion layup, and Pettiford thrust it away.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a nice catch by Will Cheddar to even catch it and try to get it up on the glass. I mean, hey, you can give Auburn credit for defending that, but
Wolverines keep the basketball. Inbound to the center line from Vlad Golden. Game tied at 13, 8 minutes in. Right wing Wolf detours toward the baseline, considers a step back three. Instead, flings one in toward Golden. Goes up strong on Cardwell and he gets fouled. Cardwell, Michigan may want to look to see if that's a hook and hold because Cardwell was tugging Vlad Golden. Fifth year against fifth year big man. Vlad Golden has 2 free throws when we come back. Already 4 ties and a couple of lead changes. Michigan can reclaim the lead when we come back. 13-all, Michigan and Auburn. 11:54 left first half on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Over 110 million albums sold worldwide. Def Leppard live Friday, July 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino. With special guest Collective Soul. Tickets start at $38 and are on sale now at the box office or etix.com. Def Leppard rocks the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series with Collective Soul Friday, July 18th. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, We make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Go Blue. Go Long. Go 5.5% ABV. Go sparkling citrus and real liquor. Go gluten-free and full flavor. Go with the drink that's the fastest growing spirits brand in the world 2023 and is unlike anything you've had before. Go with the Finish Long drink. A drink that goes with cheering on the Maize and Blue unlike any other spirits brand out there. Long Drink, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. 5.5% alcohol by volume. Gin with natural flavors. Copyright 2024. The Long Drink Company, Carmel, Indiana. Please enjoy responsibly.
Spring has sprung, and so have the deals at Kohl's Spring Savings Event. I just got a comfy tee for just $7.99, a cute swimsuit for $19.99, 40% off patio furniture for my backyard, and so much more. So don't wait. These deals are too good to miss. Hurry over to Kohl's to save big on warm weather essentials during their Spring Savings Event today. Select styles. Offers end March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
13-13, Michigan and Auburn. Wolverines starting to buckle down a bit defensively here, Terry. The Tigers have missed 6 of their last 7 after starting things out 4 of 9.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with Michigan's defense. I mean, they're doing what they need to do on the defensive end. Just need to clean up on those boards. I mean, you got Auburn with 12 rebounds, 6 of them are offensive. So Michigan's got to get in the fight.
When you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app. Available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the Varsity Network app. Michigan, they're going to say that foul was on the floor for Vlad Golden, so Michigan has to inbound here. Donaldson, the inbounder, with Kaysen, Wolf, Golden, and Gale. That's pretty surprising. Inbound left side. Here's a 3-ball from Gale, up and short. Rebound from Auburn, and Dylan Cardwell weak side for the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm okay with that shot. Those are the shots I'm talking about when you got to take what the defense is giving you in order for Michigan to be in position to rebound that basketball.
Gale was 4 of 6 from the long line against Texas A&M 6 days ago. Right side Kelly, lob it up toward Chaney Johnson. Shot fake, and he stepped on the near sideline. Turnover Auburn. It's the Tigers' 4th early on, but Michigan's only been able to score 2 points off those cough-ups. 11:30 to play first half. Michigan and Auburn deadlocked at 13 in the Sweet 16. Donaldson center circle, a lot of contact. Auburn wanted to foul away from the ball. Wolf against Johnson. Right point, it's Golden. Closely guarded by Cardwell. Right elbow, Donaldson. Surveys the scene. Backpedals. Now goes to a post-up against Pettiford. Leans into the paint. Floats it up there. Got it to go. And Michigan reclaims the lead at 15-13. 11:06 left before intermission.
Yeah, you can't tell me that Trey Donaldson hadn't brought his A game. We haven't seen him do a whole lot of posting up, but
5 points early. Right elbow, Pettiford. Step back long, 2. No, but a foul on Donaldson. Didn't allow Pettiford to come down after the shot. So Trey Donaldson picks up his first. It's the team's 3rd. 2 free throws forthcoming for Auburn, with Michigan in front by 2.
yeah, he did the right thing. He challenged it, but as you said, he didn't give him room to come back down, but I'm not going to fault him for challenging it.
Pettiford 80% from the line in his freshman season. An SEC all-freshman performer, bends the knee, shoots with the left hand, and rattles it out. Reuben Jones and Amari Burnett back into the ball game for the Maize and Blue. LJ Kaysen and Roddy Gale Jr. head of the bench. Still 15-13, Michigan 10:53 on a stopped first half timer.
Yeah, I tell you what, love them substitutions there, just keeping the guys fresh right now.
The 7th McDonald's All-American in Auburn's basketball history swishes down the second, splits the pair. 15-14, Michigan's lead down to 1, and some press from the Tigers. Burnett set to inbound, needs some help, whips a fastball that's through the fingertips of Wolf. Corralled by Johnson for Auburn. Over to Pettiford, drives in strong, banks and scores. Michigan coughs it up, 16-15 Tigers.
Yeah, that's only the first cough up by the Wolverines. Got to make sure that you're ready knowing they're going to be in press mode on makes.
Burnett head down, taking it left baseline, went for the jam, had it blocked. Ricochets to Cheney. Johnson, Tigers on the run. Left to right. Hoist a three does Kelly from 25, and he bricked it off the right side of the window. Rebounded Wolf. Up ahead, Burnett. No look feed, right side. Jones a three. It's strong. Rebound over to Auburn. Denver Jones. Outlets Pettiford. Rumbles ahead. Slows things down. Zips a left corner pass. Three ball. Kelly up and short. Rebound Trey Donaldson for Michigan. Tigers 2 of 11 from three early.
Yeah, you're talking about up and down pace right now.
Wolf high on the right with the Wolverines down one. Shoots a three. Buries a three. Danny Wolf's 37th of the year, and Michigan inflates the lead. It's 18-16, 9:53 left first half.
I tell you, the Wolverines are not afraid to run. I mean, if they get those clean rebounds, I tell you, the opportunities are there.
High to the left, Jones, face guarded by Burnett in front of the Michigan bench. To Pettiford, the only non-senior in the Auburn rotation. Cardwell high on the right, skip it over left elbow, Johnson. Spinning in the paint, whips it past deflected, gets to Jones. One-on-one against Wolf to the free throw line. Steps back, fades away left elbow, nowhere close. Rebound snatched out of there by Cardwell. Second chance for Auburn. Kelly takes it strong and gets it rejected by Vlad Golden. Deflects to Jones, jogging left to right, behind the back bounce, lead for Golden, catches and had it ripped away by Johnson. Here come the Tigers, play on. Johnson singing left corner, three ball, Kelly, airborne and good. 19-18 Tigers, 9:02 left first half. Michigan no worse for the wear. Quickly right to left for the maize and blue. As the Auburn Tiger fans stand up and cheer, Wolf around the screen, has a lane, takes it strong, banks and scores, left block with the right hand. Michigan back in front, 20-19.
I tell you what, if you want to talk about a team that's game for this fight here.
All those complaints about Dusty May not calling timeouts, they're reaping the benefits here with a calm, cool, and collected approach in enemy territory an hour and a half from Auburn's campus. 8.5 to play first half, Michigan by 1. Pettiford at the center circle, steps back right wing now, shoots a three, in and out, rebound, Reuben Jones plucked it out of there for Michigan. He'll jog right to left, lob it up right corner, Burnett catch and shoot three. Well, short rebound down to Auburn and Dylan Cardwell. All this without Janai Broom on the floor. He's been out for a while now. Detour by Pettiford, rumbles to the bucket, easy lay-in as he drove by Golden, who's gasping for air. 21-20 Auburn, 8:02 left first half.
I'll tell you what, both sides are gasping for air right now. This has been an up and down affair here.
Donaldson high on the right, push pass left point, Golden turns in on Cardwell, Euro steps, banks, and missed it. Rebound down to Auburn's Miles Kelly. Tigers left to right, in front by 1. Left side Pettiford considers a three, has Wolf on him. Pettiford, the star freshman for Auburn, crosses over into the paint, fakes right, pivots left. Has his dribble terminated. Lob it up high to the left. Denver Jones looks over to his head coach, Bruce Pearl, the SEC's coach of the year. Right point Jones. A shot over Reuben Jones. Off the heel. Rebound back tap by Cardwell out of bounds. There were two Tigers closer to that than any Wolverine. So the back tap helps give Michigan the ball back. 21-20 Auburn in front of the Wolverines. 7:24 left first half. In a doozy of a Sweet 16 clash early. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
At Greenleaf Trust, we're prepared to help you win. Our clients, having achieved financial success in their own endeavors, come to us not for what they already know, but rather to benefit from our considerable expertise. With a nearly 100% client retention rate and specialized wealth management disciplines, Greenleaf Trust's Michigan-rooted team helps clients play the long game from one generation to the next. A brighter future begins at greenleaftrust.com.
Your official home of the Maize and Blue, the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Wolverines fans, it's time to join the University of Michigan Credit Union, the leaders and best in local banking. We are here to help you stay on top of your game with competitive loan rates and championship service to meet all your financial needs. Access your account with our conveniently located branches and ATMs, 24/7 online banking, and our mobile app. To learn more about our services or find a branch near you, visit umcu.org. UMCU is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. The University of Michigan Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at Chrysler Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan Wolverines.
Top overall seed in this NCAA tournament in front of the Wolverines by 21-20, 7:24 on the first half clock. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce with you here today. Terry, you mentioned the rebounding. Tigers now +5 on the glass, and they have 7 of the game's 10 offensive rebounds after Michigan was +9 against arguably the best rebounding team in the country, Texas A&M, on Saturday in Denver. Michigan dealt A&M the first loss in an offensive rebounding battle since January 14th. What have you noticed about the rebounding issues so far today?
Well, a lot of them are kind of long, if you will, or mid-range. I mean, I don't see them as being offensive rebounds. They're more like 50-50 balls that Michigan is not able to come up with. And they can clean that up. Man, we'll be headed in the right direction right now. I love how competitive we are right now. I mean, know it's an up and down pace, but tell you what, this is the way that Coach Dusty May said he wanted to play, free-flowing, up and down. We'll get an opportunity to look at the Wolverines get up and down right now.
When rivalries heat up, choose chill. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Please celebrate responsibly. Wolverines come out with Jones, Burnett, Gale, Cheddar, and Wolf. Wolf, a game-high 9 points. And the Yale Bulldogs knocked off Auburn last year in the round of 64, 78-76. That game, Wolf had 13 on 4 of 15 shooting. Michigan, the basketball. Auburn, a little bit of press here as Burnett sets inbound far sideline. Baker, Mazzara, Kelly, Jones, Broom, and Cardwell on the floor. So Janai Broom sat out that entire last media stanza, 4:40 of rest for the Sporting News National Player of the Year. Back out there defending Cheddar as Wolf goes to work on Cardwell. On the left point, waiting for a screen, darts his way left baseline without it, takes it in and jams it down. Patience and then a throttle from Danny Wolf. Michigan back in front, 22-21.
I'll tell you what, Danny Wolf is definitely in his bag here today. I mean, being aggressive off the dribble.
Out of the right, Baker Mazzara, pestered by Cheddar, lob it up toward Broom. Good knock away by Cheddar, picked up by Jones. Right to left come the Wolverines. Jones all the way, goes for the jam. No, but he gets fouled. And Reuben Jones earns a couple more free throw tosses on the hard foul on the inside by Chad Baker Mazzara. It's number 2 on him, and the Tigers 5th.
Yeah, I tell you what, how aggressive has Reuben Jones been in the open court? And he's playing, but his confidence is sky high right now.
I'll tell you how aggressive he's playing. He is about to set a season high with his 3rd free throw attempt. He's at the line, the lefty sights it, shoots it, and buries it. 3 of 3 from the stripe. Michigan back up 2 now, 23-21. Dylan Cardwell exits for Auburn. Chaney Johnson returns. Jones against Texas A&M had 7 points, 2 shy of a season high. 7 boards, 1 shy of a season high. And a season best 4 assists. Makes both free throws here. He's got 4 points and 2 boards in 10 minutes. 24-21 Wolverines with their largest lead. Michigan some press. Broken by a pass to Broom at the head of the key. Up ahead, Denver Jones goes up strong. Good defense by Cheddar. Missed it. Rebound loose. Jump ball. Jones and Wolf fighting for it. Possession arrow tilts it back to the Wolverines. Will Cheddar coming to play with some energy early on.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. My old saying is, teams don't like what you do to them. So Michigan was able to put on a little press, and guess what? They were able to cough it up.
Michigan 24, Auburn 21, 6:26 to play first half here in Atlanta. Danny Wolf, the game's leading scorer with 11. Has Broom on him defensively. Goes to work into the paint, takes it strong, reverses, misses it too strong off the glass than the rim. Rebound Chaney Johnson in Auburn. Near sideline to Baker Mazzara, who's playing with a couple of infractions. Lob it up Broom. Fling it in off the fingertips and out of bounds. Looking for Chaney Johnson, who had a lane, but a turnover for the Tigers. It's number 6 back to Michigan up 3.
Yeah, and I tell you, a lot of that has to do with what the Wolverines are doing defensively. They're just not letting guys run down the lane without getting bumped.
Danny Wolf exits. Vlad Golden returns for Michigan. Golden just 2 points But Danny Wolf's been the star with those 11. Jones picked up his dribble near the center circle, flipped it over to Golden, who bobbled it, couldn't save it, flips it to Broom up ahead. Denver Jones, easy layup for 2. Michigan's 4th turnover cost him 2 points. Auburn within 1, 24-23, 5:45 left first half.
Yeah, well, I just call that being a little careless with the basketball there. You got to be able to give him the lane there. Show your hands.
Jones high on the right for the Wolverines. Around a screen from Golden, flip it over toward Burnett, who was touching hip to Gale. Michigan now spreads out the floor a little bit. Timer at 8. Burnett step back, left wing 3. Yes, sir! Namari Burnett, normally the catch and shoot 3-ball shooter, steps back and drills it. Michigan up 27-23.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot that the Wolverines can hold.
And then a bump after a pass to Miles Kelly had him trapezing the far sideline. And as Roddy Gale Jr. picks up the bump, it's his first and the 4th on the Wolverines.
Yeah, there's a lot that the Wolverines can clean up going forward. Just little mental mistakes that I do believe they'll be able to clean up at halftime.
Reuben Jones leaves in lieu of Trey Donaldson, the former Auburn Tiger. Feed inside toward Kelly, and he had his shot rejected on that right baseline. Here come the Wolverines. Gale pauses at the head of the key. Terminates his dribble, leans in, floats, and missed it off the heel. Tigers forgot about the man with the ball, but he didn't have a dribble. Rebound Broom and Auburn.
Yeah, I like the look there. And how about the defensive effort there by Roddy Gale? I tell you what, rises up, very competitive.
On the left wing, Kelly to Broom at the point. Baker Mazzara right wing. Flip it up to Broom. Leans in on Golden. Missed the bunny. Hit the front rim 3 times. And Golden cleans up the miss. Wolverines right to left. Donaldson wide open left wing. Shoots a 3 that's blocked by Baker Mazzara. Picked up by Broom on the ricochet left block. Broom, the SEC's player of the year, jogs it left to right. Now he'll back down against Cheddar. A foul. It's an offensive foul. Will Cheddar coaxes it on the SEC's player of the year.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's talking about scouting report. As you look at Jahani Broom, whenever he catches it like that, he's going to turn that big body of his, and he wants to throw it right into you. Good defense by Will Cheddar.
Broom's 3rd turnover, his first foul. Back to the Wolverines in front, 27-23, 4:22 to play first half of the Sweet 16. Donaldson into the forecourt for the midnight blue-clad Wolverines. Skip a pass toward Wolf. Had a lane, but he led Wolf a bit too long, did Donaldson. They smack hands near the 3-point line as the Wolverines commit turnover number 5.
Well, I tell you what, right idea. I'm not necessarily concerned about the turnovers as long as you're keeping pace with the Auburn Tigers, which Michigan has 5, Tigers have 7.
Wolverines in front by 4, 4:10 to play. First half, Baker Mazzara jets his way to the free throw line. Leans in, shot put one's up there, and knocks it down on a friendly roll. So Auburn scores 2 there. It's 27-25 Michigan. Under 4 minutes to play, media timeout, next dead ball as the Tigers fans get into it again. High to the left, Donaldson. Skip it toward Golden. Bad pass intercepted Baker Mazzara. Tigers are behind the back pass that Gale anticipates and steals it from Broom. Up ahead, Donaldson on the right wing. Lob it up, alley-oop way over the head of Golden. 3 straight turnovers, 2 for Michigan, 1 for Auburn. Trey Donaldson trudges his way to the Michigan bench. A little perturbed at himself, but he says he knows. And as he said coming into this ball game, I'm just going to be Trey. He's being Trey in the good and at times the bad. 27-25 Michigan, 3:36 left first half. Bringing the rest of the first half next. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the court, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud supporter of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Ann Arbor has a goal to reach 100% renewable energy by 2030, and DTE is committed to helping the city get there. Between DTE's wind and solar projects and local participation in My Green Power, we're already 30% of the way there. Join thousands of your neighbors who are using My Green Power to reduce their carbon footprint and support Michigan-made renewable energy. Learn more at migreenpower.com. Together, we can power a sustainable future.
Wolverine basketball and great beers go together like an alley-oop and slam dunk. Founders Brewing Company is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics and has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like All Day IPA, Michigan Pilsner, and their new Mortal Bloom right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Whether you're cheering from your couch or at Chrysler Center, these beers are perfect to celebrate every Michigan win all season long. Learn more about Founders community involvement and where to find your go-to game day beer at foundersbrewing.com.
Passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
3:36 left here in this first half from Atlanta. 27-25 Michigan with the lead. Ryan, Terry, Tony, Rob Joyce will have the halftime show for you here coming up. Terry, Michigan certainly has played well so far in a lot of facets, but the turnovers are starting to accumulate. Michigan had just 3 turnovers in the game's first 13 minutes. The last 3:07, though, they've got 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're dirty ball turnovers to start with, which I don't consider to be bad. But I think what Michigan is doing is they're trying to go for home run plays instead of just going for the singles. And that'll be one of the discussions that I'll have with Coach Boynton and see what his view is at halftime.
Wolverines held Janai Broom, Auburn star, largely in check, 7.6 rebounds. Remarkable that the story popped back out this week that Dusty May, while he was at FAU, had Janai Broom very interested in the Owls. He almost brought in Broom with the likes of John L. Davis, of course, now at Arkansas. Their season came to an end yesterday in heartbreaking fashion. Elijah Martin, now at Florida. Gators go for a Final Four spot tomorrow against Texas Tech. Dusty May, eye for talent, even at FAU.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Just can't wait to see what he has in store for the Wolverines.
Broom back out there for Auburn. Tigers have the basketball. Left side, it's Baker Mazar, had his entry feed deflected by Case. It went back to Baker Mazar, who reposts into Broom, almost travels with it, over Johnson right baseline, shot off on the drive by Gale, backs him down with the timer at 8, spins right block, fades away and swishes it down to deadlock the game at 27, 3:10 left on the game's 5th tie. There have been 9 lead changes.
I'll tell you what, good solid defense there by Roddy Gale.
LJ Kaysen back on the floor for Michigan with Wolf, Jones, Gale, and Golden. Bullets a pass into Gale. Lays it up and in along that right baseline. What a find from LJ. Michigan back in front, 29-27.
Yeah, you talk about Michigan being in the fight. I tell you what, next play mentality.
Chaney Johnson at the head of the key over to left wing and Miles Kelly. Lassos a pass. Baker Mazar leans in. Didn't get the roll. Tap up attempt. No good by Broom. Third chance no, but a foul comes on Michigan. And Janai Broom earns a couple of free throws on the foul. There were several Wolverines around the play. And they call it on LJ Kaysen, the Michigan freshman's first, 5th foul of the Wolverines. So Janai Broom heads to the free throw line where he shoots at 59%.
Yeah, just not being able to come up with those loose balls right now.
First one up and well short. He is just 52% from the line, and this is 6th NCAA tournament game. Return for Denver Jones on the Auburn side as Chad Baker Mazar exits with his 2 fouls. Broom attempts to split the pair with Michigan up 29-27. 2:33 left first half here in the Sweet 16. Free throw up and pure. Swish for Broom. 28, Michigan's lead, a single tally. And the press coming here from Auburn, but Michigan gets it in quickly with LJ Kaysen, and they relent. Kaysen into the forecourt with a former Auburn Tiger, Trey Donaldson, looking on the Michigan bench. He has 3 turnovers, no assists today. Right side, Wolf behind the back bounce, has Broom on him, takes it into the paint, picks up his dribble, leans in, misses a left-handed floater, no good, and Broom reels in the rebound for the Tigers.
Yeah, I thought Danny might have passed up a couple shots during that time.
And then a bullet pass from Pettiford off the chest of Chaney Johnson out of bounds. The former D2 transfer from Alabama Huntsville in his 2nd season with Auburn has had 2 of those chances, and he's dropped both out of bounds. So Auburn turnover number 9. They rule that turnover on Pettiford. That's a tough break. Michigan by 1 with the ball. 2 minutes left first half. Jones with those neon pink sneakers on. Feeds right baseline. Here's Gale. Backs down against his defender Kelly. Into the paint. Loses the handle. Ball on the deck. Fighting for it. Still loose. And a jump ball. Rodney Gale Jr. trying to call a timeout. It's a jump ball. So back to Auburn. With the Tigers down 1. $1:50 left before recess.
I'll tell you what, both teams being a little loose with the basketball, but
now 8 turnovers for Michigan, 9 for Auburn. Near sideline, Pettiford to Broom. Auburn's one of the best turnover teams in the country. They are 7th nationally. They're already near their average of 9.3. Kelly on the right wing for Auburn. Around a screen from Broom. Contested 3. Way off the mark. Rebound loose. Spike to the deck and saved by Auburn's Johnson. Left wing 3-ball Jones up and swirls out. Oh, is halfway down. Rebound Golden for Michigan. Past the timeline comes Reuben Jones into a double team. Terminates his dribble 40 feet out. Flips one up. Back tap by Gale. Over to Golden. Shot fake. Leans in on Broom. Nowhere close. An air ball picked up by Johnson. Up ahead, Kelly. Detours away, and L.J. Kaysen fleeces him. Up ahead, Jones. Michigan right to left, up by 1. Jones fakes a pass, now delivers it to Golden. Goes up against Broom, reverses and misses it, but a foul. And that's Janai Broom's second with 57.5 to play first half, and Michigan up 29-28.
yeah, I tell you what, Michigan is not quitting on defense. You know, I mean, they may turn the ball over, but I'll tell you what, they're relentless at getting back on defense.
So Vlad Golden heads the line for Michigan's first free throws to a player not named Reuben Jones. Golden, a career best 73% from the line, shoots the first and misses it long. Wolverines with 3 subs coming in. Burnett, Donaldson, and Cheddar. Spelled Gale, Kaysen, and Wolf. 1 more for Vlad Golden, who has scored 20 or more in 8 of his last 12, but just 2 points, 4 boards, and 2 turnovers in 15 minutes. 1 more for the Russian is up, and he missed it short. Rebound Broom. An 0 for 2 trip for Vlad Golden. Tigers can go 2 for 1 if they want. Left side Pettiford, skip a pass high on the left wing Kelly. Whips one in toward Broom, backs down against Golden. Into the paint, pivots, he banks, he missed it short. Tap up good from Broom. 37 seconds left. Golden smartly slowing it down. He'll roll it. That almost hit the baseline. And Donaldson brings it into the forecourt with a 3-second game clock, shot clock differential. 30-29 Auburn. Donaldson crosses over on the left wing, looks back to Dusty May, who puts up the finger. Wanting 1 shot. Donaldson, a bit antsy, at the center circle, calmly now dribbles with 8 on the shot clock. Working against Denver Jones, jets his way left wing, picks up his dribble to Golden, fakes a handoff, spins in on Broom, leans in, floats, no, rebound down to Auburn. Here's a Miles Kelly heave from half court that was after the buzzer. Wouldn't have counted, didn't make it anyways. And we're at halftime here in Atlanta. 30-29, Auburn with the lead. But it has been back and forth through 20 minutes of action here at the Sweet 16. Michigan down to point. Terry, your takeaways.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been back and forth, and it's a lot to clean up by the Wolverines, and I'm sure that Coach Dusty May and his staff will figure it out, and we'll get it cleaned up in the second half.
Let's talk with assistant Mike Boynton Jr. Here's T.
Yes, Coach Boynton, you've been able to hold Auburn's offense to 32% field goal percentage shooting. Talk about your defense and how guys are locked in there.
I mean, I like our intensity, and I love our first shot defense. We got to clean up the rebounding. Otherwise, I think we'd be up 8 or 10 points now. And then obviously we let some possessions go there on the offensive end late. The game kind of got frenetic. 2 really good teams playing hard in the Sweet 16. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, 8 turnovers. You kind of feel like you guys are probably trying to go for home run plays, or is just instead of singles?
Yeah, we're not letting our offense work. We're forcing things. We're playing a little bit too much one-on-one. We got to get the ball moving side to side. Got to go back to Vlad some more inside the paint and make them have to figure out how to guard him one-on-one or double team.
I appreciate it. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you, Brian.
All righty. Thank you very much, Terry. Thanks to Coach Boynton, as always, for his insight. Heck of a ball game, back and forth. You heard it from Coach Boynton, said it perfectly. What more could you ask for? 2 great teams playing competitive basketball, back and forth here in the Sweet 16 for a chance to square off with the 2-seed Michigan State on Sunday. And Terry, the area that certainly Auburn, I'm guessing, is circling, the turnovers. They came in 7th nationally at 9.3 turnovers a game. They are at 10 in the first half. Michigan, the pressure has certainly been good.
Yes, it has. And as Coach Boynton alluded to, if they take care of the basketball and rebound the basketball, you could be up 8 to 10 points right now. So hopefully that'll be something that they'll address at halftime, and the Wolverines will find a way to clean that up.
For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune into SiriusXM Big Ten Radio Channel 372 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/Big Ten Radio 2025. Auburn 30, Michigan 29. We are at halftime here in Atlanta. Much to do with Rob Joyce on the halftime show as we continue here from the Sweet 16. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
Honey, did you pay the rent this month? Because I just received a late notice.
Sorry, what's that?
Wait, are you gambling online again?
Me? No, not at all.
If managing the bills and your betting has become a challenge, self-excluding from online gambling or sports betting might be for you. Learn more at don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Go blue, go long, go 5.5% ABV, go sparkling citrus and real liquor, go gluten-free and full flavor, go with the drink that's the fastest growing spirits brand in the world 2023 and is unlike anything you've had before. Go with the Finnish long drink, a drink that goes with cheering on the maize and blue unlike any other spirits brand out there. Long drink, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. 5.5% alcohol by volume, gin with natural flavors. Copyright 2024, The Long Drink Company, Carmel, Indiana. Please enjoy responsibly.
More Sweet 16 coverage comes your way in 60 seconds.
Gale, left side, hoists another three, makes another three!
This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
The very best in men's gymnastics are coming to Michigan this April. Chrysler Center hosts the Big Ten Championships on April 4th and 5th. Then 2 weeks later, the NCAA Championships will be decided here in Ann Arbor on April 18th and 19th. Head to mgoblue.com/tickets to secure your seats for the incredible action. That's mgoblue.com/tickets to witness the men's Big Ten Championships in gymnastics April 4th to the 5th and the NCAA Championships April 18th and 19th.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
Welcome to the Michigan Basketball Halftime Show. Analysis, highlights, and stats from the first 20 minutes are on the way. Now, here's your host, Rob Joyce.
Halftime from Atlanta, a good one brewing as Michigan trails Auburn 30-29. Time to look back at the first half highlights from ATL. Tigers struck first on a Denver Jones three, but Michigan, the next two buckets, take its first lead very early.
Donaldson right to left for the Wolverines. One arm pass right wing. Burnett drives in on the right baseline against Massar. Banks and scores. Burnett was scoreless against A&M. He gives Michigan a 5-3 lead here, 3 minutes deep into the Sweet 16 clash.
Murray Burnett, early bucket. Auburn led 8-5, though, at the first media stoppage. Michigan, a couple of Danny Wolf buckets, and it would create a seesaw that really lasted the final 15 or so minutes of the half. 4 ties in the opening 8 minutes, 13 all the score at the under 12. Wolverines would regain the lead on the other side of the timeout via a post move from an unlikely source, the former Auburn Tiger.
Right elbow Donaldson, surveys the scene, backpedals, now goes to a post-up against Pettiford, leans into the paint, floats it up there, got it to go, and Michigan reclaims the lead at 15-13, 11:06 left before intermission.
Yeah, you can't tell me that Trey Donaldson hadn't brought his A game
That lead lasted all of 23 seconds. Another back and forth began, and the pace started to quicken. Wolverine bucket, Tiger bucket, Danny Wolf triple.
Wolf high on the right with the Wolverines down one. Shoots a three. Buries a three. Danny Wolf's 37th of the year, and Michigan inflates the lead. It's 18-16, 9:53 left first half.
More alternating in the ensuing minutes. At the under 8 timeout, it was 21-20 Auburn. Already 4 ties, 8 lead changes in the game at this point. A Danny Wolf jam tacked down a 9th, and then a stop, and with under 5.5 minutes left in the first, Michigan took its first 2-score lead.
Matt, who was touching hip to Gale. Michigan now spreads out the floor a little bit. Timer at 8. Burnett step back, left wing 3. Yes, sir! Namari Burnett, normally the catch and shoot 3-ball shooter, steps back and drills it. Michigan up 27-23.
Came with 5.5 to go in the half. Stayed that way for a bit. Points hard to come by. Neither team above 35% in the first half, and both sloppy. Auburn with 10 turnovers, already more than its season average. Michigan with 8. Wolverines didn't score for over 2 minutes, allowed the Tigers to briefly tie it at 27. Rydell Jr. layup quickly erased that, but it was Michigan's only field goal in the final 5 minutes. Didn't score in the final 3 minutes, period, and that allowed Auburn to take a lead in the final minute heading into the locker room.
Tigers can go 2 for 1 if they want. Left side, Pettiford, skip a pass high on the left wing, Kelly. Whips one in toward Broom. Backs down against Golden. Into the paint, pivots. He banks. He missed it short. Tap up good from Broom. 37 seconds left.
And that would cap the scoring. Michigan couldn't get a bucket on the other end. 4 turnovers in the last 5.5 minutes of scoring. Drought of 2:54 to end things. Michigan 35% shooting, Auburn 32, but a 1-point game. At the break, it is 30-29 in favor of War Eagle. Halftime show continues. We'll tell you what else is happening around the final day of the Sweet 16. We'll preview tomorrow's Elite 8 matchups and more. This is Wolverine basketball from Learfield.
Grand Traverse Resort and Spa presents the 30-second radio hour.
Woo! I ask you, Donna, is cross-country skiing great or what? Yeah, I'm speechless too. Finding your true north can really take your breath away. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Discover your true north moment amid the wonders of nature at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa.
Hey, Donna, how about some snowshoeing after this? Are you kidding me?
Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
It's that time of year again. My schedule is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-hour energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-hour energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up and to work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Michigan. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Michigan and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Michigan.
At the break, Auburn leads Michigan 30-29. Time for another check of scores. We know who the winner of our game will get on Sunday after Michigan State outlasted Ole Miss in the first game in Atlanta tonight, 73-70. The final. MSU didn't take its first lead until 8 minutes to go in the second half, but shot 56% after halftime. Got it done from the free throw line, made 13 of 14 free throws in the second, made its final 5 shots. Jason Richardson led the charge, 20 points to lead MSU. First half, Spartans trailed by 10, 8th time this year. Michigan State has won a game when trailing at some point by double digits. That is the most of any power conference school this year. So Michigan or in Michigan State Sunday, or the 1-2 Auburn in Michigan State on Sunday, depending on who wins our game. That's the South Region final on Sunday. Again, tip times are going to come sometime after our game ends. And the other game going on right now comes to an end. The Midwest region is the other one tonight in the Sweet 16. It also involves a Big Ten team in Purdue at the under 8 timeout, as you might expect, against the top seed Houston, the nation's #1 scoring defense. Points are hard to come by. Houston 16, Purdue 16, 7:59 to go in the opening half. Should say neither team shooting it great, as you might expect. Purdue just 40% with a couple of turnovers, and Houston just 29% early on, but dominating the glass here in the early going. So a slobber knocker in Indianapolis. The winner of that game will get Tennessee, who got some revenge on Kentucky, to whom it lost twice earlier this season. No such issues here tonight.
It's a bit of a screen, and always shot rejected by Akpara. Ziegler on the push, quickly ahead to Lanier. Lanier on the run to the rim. Count the bucket. Foul in transition on Trent Noah, and Lanier to the line for a chance at a Tennessee three-point play.
How good has Felix Akpara been on both ends of the floor?
Kevin Kugler, Robbie Hummel on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. All Tennessee in this one, 78-65, the final over Kentucky, led by as many as 19 in the first half. Kept the Wildcats at arm's length for the entirety of the second half to advance. 17 points from Chaz Lanier, 18 points, 10 assists, and just 2 turnovers for Zakai Ziegler as Tennessee moves on to the Elite Eight. So just 2 spots in the Elite Eight remain up for grabs. And come tomorrow, 2 teams will punch their first tickets to the Final Four. It'll start at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Florida will battle Texas Tech out west. Red Raiders coming off a wild overtime game against Arkansas that finished close to midnight local time in Indianapolis, started 12:30, down 16 to the second half. Tech stormed back to force overtime, and even then, overtime came down to the wire.
17 on the big clock. Darian Williams goes to get the ball, rumbles to his right, starts the back-end process, gets in, spins to his right, goes up, layup, good! 7.3 left! DJ Wagner up the right side, Red Raiders by 2, 3, 2, Wagner, is he going to get rid of it? He throws it up, it's no good! It's no good! The Red Raiders are on their way! On their way! Keep your dance shoes on, baby! Texas Tech's in the Elite Eight!
Jeff Axton from Learfield. Sure, our Texas Tech survives by way of the second largest comeback in Sweet 16 history. Now, a quick turnaround. Tomorrow night, taking on Florida, and head coach Grant McCaslin says any lack of rest certainly won't be a factor come the Elite Eight.
We had several guys that played close to 40 minutes or over. So I think our ability to get rest is the most important part, and that's what we've done with our team. But, you know, this adrenaline takes over when you play in these games. And there's enough time in between games. It's not like conference tournament where you're turning around and playing less than 24 hours. I think that's huge for us. We would prefer more rest, but with our team, there's enough grit in our locker room to be prepared for the next one, and adrenaline is sure a huge part of it.
The Red Raiders will get the top seed in the West region. Florida, winners of 6 straight and 12 of 13. First Elite Eight for the Gators since 2017, who didn't win a game in the event last year, went 1 and done in the round of 64, but brought back 5 key players from last year's team. And it was then, when all of those players came back, that head coach Todd Golden knew this year's team could be something special.
Will, Walt, Zell, Tommy, and Kondo coming back, and we wanted to keep those guys, build around those guys, and make sure we added the right pieces. You know, that roster continuity was huge for us, and because when Elijah, Sam, and Ruben came in specifically, and obviously Zay and Irby as freshmen, you know, they come in and they see these guys get along really well. They see them being unselfish, hanging out, and it's easy to become a part of that. The unselfishness is what I keep going back to, that I take a lot of pride in, and that I know our guys, you know, take a lot of pride in.
So Florida, Texas Tech game 1 tomorrow from San Francisco just after 6. That matchup followed by the East Region final in Newark just before 9. It pits Duke against Alabama, both of whom reached the century mark in points in last night's Sweet 16 in regulation. Blue Devils lost in the Elite Eight last year, falling to NC State. Head coach John Shire says getting tomorrow's win has been the focus for nearly the entire year since last year's loss to the Pack.
Every decision we've made since March 31st of last year was to put ourselves in the same position and have the opportunity to capitalize. And I think the biggest thing to understand for our team and our players is you don't have to do anything different once you're here. You know, you have to do it at a high level, but you don't have to do anything different. And so everything we've done this summer with our workouts, the mental preparation has been building mental toughness and really preparing to be at your best when your best is required.
And right now, Ken Palm reads Duke as the best team in the country metrics-wise. Florida is second. Alabama has played them. Houston third. Bama has beaten them. Auburn 4. Tennessee 5. Alabama has played both. And then the Tide sits 6th. So all of those tests will prepare the Tide for tomorrow, says head coach Nate Oates.
Gives us another opportunity to play one of the best teams in the country. I think playing those other teams has prepped us to play a game of this caliber. Obviously, they're different. Nobody had Cooper Flag. Nobody's got the rim protection that Malawak has. But those other teams had other things they did well. So you got to put your individual scouting report together. But there's an intensity and a focus and a level of preparation that comes with playing teams of that caliber, and we've done that before, and I think we've been right in those games and done pretty well in most of them.
Florida, Texas Tech, Duke, Bama, your first Elite Eight matchups tomorrow. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield. At the break, Auburn 30, Michigan 29, an entertaining first half. Ryan breaks down the box score, and we return on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Champion Circle is the preeminent name, image, and likeness collective supporting University of Michigan student athletes. Help Champion Circle empower Wolverine student athletes through NIL by joining the Everybody In for Michigan campaign. Our goal is to reach over 100,000 Michigan fans to help ensure that Michigan remains at the forefront of college athletics. For more on the Everybody In for Michigan campaign, head to championscircleufm.com. Champions Circle, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics.
John Jansen here. We cover all things Michigan athletics on our podcast channel, Go Blue Podcast with John Jansen. In the Trenches, presented by Meyer, focuses on all things Michigan football, including exclusive interviews, game previews, and post-game episodes. Defend the Block highlights both men's and women's basketball programs, and Conquering Heroes keeps you in the loop on every team in Ann Arbor. Search Go Blue Podcast with John Jansen wherever you get your podcast. That's Go Blue Podcast with John Jansen.
Back here in Atlanta, Michigan trailing the number 1 overall seed by just 1 at halftime, 30-29. First half stats brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Michigan led by Danny Wolf's 11, 5 of 10 shooting, 3 rebounds, and no assists in 16 minutes of action. No other Wolverine has more than 5. Damari Burnett is there with 2 boards and an assist. So is Trey Donaldson, but he has no assists and 3 turnovers. Michigan just 3 assists on 11 made field goals. Auburn is elite in assist rate defensively. They are 8th nationally, and they're certainly flexing their muscles there. 4 for Reuben Jones, 2 apiece for Roddy Gale Jr. and Vlad Golden. Golden, Michigan's leading scorer on the year at almost 17 a ball game. Will Cheddar and LJ Kaysen have played but have not scored. For the Auburn Tigers, they are going 8 deep so far in this one. Janai Broom, the Sporting News National Player of the Year, pacing the Auburn Tigers with 10 points. He already has a double-double with 11 rebounds, his 20th of the season. That is already an Auburn program record. 7 from Denver. Jones had 5 early, then was quiet after that. 5 from Tahad Pettiford, who led the Tigers with 23 points in the second half, or in the second game for Auburn last weekend in Lexington against Creighton. 3 for Miles Kelly, 2 from both Chaney Johnson and Chad Baker-Mazzara, the latter of those 2, this team's second leading scorer coming in. 1 from Dylan Cardwell, the only player who has suited up but has not scored. That's Chris Moore, just 2 minutes of action from him. Wolverines 35% to Auburn's 32%. Michigan's 3 of 9 from deep. Auburn just 3 of 16. Michigan 4 of 6 from the line. Auburn is 3 of 6. Points in the paint favors the Tigers by 2. The Tigers are plus 12 on the glass, 29-17. You heard it from Mike Boynton Jr. at the beginning of halftime. Loves the team's first shot defense. Got to clean up the rebounding. All adds up to a 30-29 Auburn lead in a game that has featured 10 lead changes and 5 ties. Terry's thoughts in the second half when we come back. Michigan down a point to Auburn. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32.
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Auburn 30, Michigan 29. We're at halftime here at the State Farm Arena, and we're welcoming you back to the game brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. Terry Mills, your first half thoughts.
Well, you know what? I think Coach Mike Boynton said it all. I mean, Michigan's initial defense is solid. You just got to find ways to scrap and come up with that basketball right now. They're plus 12 on the boards right now. 11 of their 29 just came on the offensive end. And Michigan's got to get ball movement, ball and body movement. Michigan only 3 assists on 11 field goals. That's not Michigan basketball. That number there alone says there's a lot of one-on-one play. So once Michigan can get that ball moving from side to side, player body movement, things will start to pick up for the Wolverines.
And Janai Broom, Auburn star, came in with 500 career offensive rebounds. That's 3 a game. 6 of his 11 boards in the first half on the offensive glass. That welcome brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Welcome to Craft. Trey Donaldson, Damari Burnett, Reuben Jones, Danny Wolfen, Vlad Golden. Michigan starting 5, ready for the start of this second half. Auburn starting group, Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, Chad Baker, Mazzara, Dylan Cardwell, and the aforementioned Janai Broom head out onto the floor as well. Sweet 16, second half moments away. Winner of this one gets Michigan State. The Spartans nipped Ole Miss in the first game. Michigan looking to get some redemption against the Spartans. Auburn trying to keep it chalk into the Elite Eight. Here playing an hour and a half from their campus.
You know, well, Michigan hasn't played their best basketball right now, and I tell you what, they got to feel good about themselves only being down 1 with the turnovers that they've had. And at this point, in my opinion, whoever can find a way to take care of that basketball and rebound it, come out victorious here.
Michigan starts the second half with the basketball. Danny Wolf in between the circles. In front of us, Donaldson, the golden left point, takes a handoff to Trey. Feed Burnett on the right wing. Trudges inside, leans, banks, no good. Back tap rebound secured by Broom. 3-on-1 for the Tigers. Broom up ahead toward Kelly, and he loses it out of bounds. Michigan's ball on a 3-on-1 charge. What a huge break on Auburn's 11th turnover of the game.
Man, I'll tell you what, if Michigan starts to capitalize on some of these outright mistakes by the Auburn Tigers, man.
Auburn has turned it over on 28% of possessions. They came in at just 13.4%. Center circle Donaldson for the Wolverines. Michigan down a point. 36 seconds into this second half. Burnett right point. Lob it right wing Jones. Hoping to feed the post to Golden. Auburn makes it tough. Now right wing Wolf. Sizes up Broom. Jab step a dribble. He'll step back. He'll shoot a 3 for the lead. And swish it down. Danny Wolf came in missing 8 of his last 9 from deep. He's 2 of 3 today. 32-30 Michigan, a minute into this second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got to lock in right now. This is where you kind of get a little greedy right now. Lock in on the defensive
Baker,
end.
Mazzara, rebuttal 3 off to the left. Easy rebound, right baseline, Burnett and Michigan. Wolverines left to right, jogging with Donaldson. Now Wolf right side, and he dribbles it off the near sideline out of bounds. Danny Wolf's first turnover gives it back to Auburn.
Yeah, and that's right here in front of us. Just a little bit too casual with the basketball.
So 32-30, Michigan with the lead. Auburn gets the basketball back. Both teams with a pretty careless turnover early in this half. Sweaty palms on this Sweet 16 Friday in downtown Atlanta, the home of the Atlanta Hawks, State Farm Arena. Left point Cardwell, high to the right Jones, zip it in Broom, left alone, pivots on Golden, banks and scores, and we're tied up at 32. And the game's sixth time. Near sideline, Donaldson to Wolf on the right wing. Over to the left point, left of the lane, drives in, leans in, pivots, banks it too strong, back tap by Golden into the arms of Jones for Auburn. Denver Jones slithers to the left point, takes it down the left lane line. Underhand shovel Kelly. Back over to Denver Jones, and Auburn sets its offense 2 minutes into the second half, 32 all. Jones against Reuben Jones defensively. Now Broom right block. Sizes up, Danny Wolf backs him down with a left-handed dribble. Leans in, clears out of space, gets away with a walk. Shot puts it in attempt, it's an air ball, easy rebound. Burnett, ball don't lie. Burnett head up, driving left to right. Takes it all the way to the cup. Banks, no, but a foul. We'll see if they rule that a shooting foul for Namari Burnett. Conversation briefly between Patrick Adams and Randy Richardson.
Yeah, I'm not sure if traveling in the post even exists. I mean,
Cardwell. It's number 2 on him, and indeed it is a 2-shot opportunity for Namari Burnett, a 77% free throw shooter. Just 2 free throw attempts in his last 6 games, and he misses that one short. Wolverines not named Reuben Jones now 0-3 from the line. Still 32 all, 17-41 on a paused second half clock. One more for Burnett to give Michigan the lead back. And he knocks that one down. 33-32 U of M. Denver Jones into the forecourt for the white-clad Auburn Tigers. Lob it up, right elbow, Broom. To Cardwell, handoff Jones left wing, around a screen. Jones picks it up to Broom, right wing. Waits, shoots the 3, misses it short. Offensive rebound, Cardwell ripped it away from Jones. Back over Broom, right point, doesn't take the 3 from the same spot. Now Baker Mazar guarded by Jones, drives into the paint, floats it right of the lane. Well short rebound, Burnett. He's got ahead of steam, charging left to right, goes up and lays it up and in. Namari Burnett coast to coast, 35-32 Michigan. And we've got 3 minutes into this second half, Michigan by 3.
yeah, and that's what I talk about, going to get it. That's a 50-50 ball. Namari Burnett turned that into a...
Jones, left elbow, considers a long 2. Had it stripped by Jones. Michigan's Reuben Jones up ahead. Skip it, Danny Wolf. Pauses right baseline. One hop pass intercepted Broom. Here come the Tigers. Janai Broom almost loses it. Lobs it up Jones. Goes up, reverses over Donaldson. No, but Broom taps it up and in for Auburn. And the Tigers pull within 1, 35-34. 16:28 left. Michigan 10 turnovers, now Auburn 12. Golden faces up Cardwell, backs him down into the paint on the right side. Leans in, loses the handle, dribbles it off the baseline. Michigan gives it up again. Roddy Gale Jr. off the Michigan bench, replaces Reuben Jones. Dylan Cardwell exits for the Auburn Tigers. Chaney Johnson comes back in.
Yeah, it's simple. I mean, you turn the ball over, it's a dead ball turnover. Hey, next play mentality right now.
Also, Tahad Pettiford off the bench, their leading scorer in the NCAA tournament, spells Denver Jones. Pettiford just 5 points, 2 of 6 shooting today. Left side, Johnson for the Tigers, who trail by 1. Over to Broom, laser beam from the free throw line off to the left. Easy rebound, Golden in Michigan. Donaldson jogs left to right. Thought about a feed up ahead in transition, Gale. Instead, rumbles left elbow, picks up his dribble, flings it up there, misses it, tap up by Golden. No, third chance didn't get to go. And then a foul on Auburn. Glad Golden getting busy. Bruce Pearl, irate, stomping down that far sideline as Chad Baker Mazzara is called for the foul. It's number 3 on Mazzara. And it is the second team foul for Auburn here in the half. The Tigers fans nonplussed. Michigan +1, 35-34, 15:47 left in the Sweet 16. And on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at at Michigan Medicine.
This is your home for the Hometown Call, the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Risk management is not just what we do, it's our calling. We trace our roots to 1850 when Alan Pinkerton founded Pinkerton's National Detective Agency. During our rich history, we created a forerunner to the U.S. Secret Service, hired America's first woman detective, and remained the industry leader. Today, we infuse institutional knowledge and technology with integrity, vigilance, and excellence to deliver innovative solutions to clients around the globe. No matter when, no matter where, we are there for you. Because at Pinkerton, we never sleep.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August, and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Michigan with a 1-point lead, 35-34, 15:47 to play in this Sweet 16. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, and Rob Joyce with you. Janai Broome, third SEC Player of the Year in Auburn history, joining Chris Porter in 1999. And a man everybody knows in basketball, Charles Barkley back in 1984. He's the first ever Division I player to eclipse 2,500 points, 1,500 rebounds, and 400 blocks. And Terry, he's keeping Auburn within Michigan's realm here. 14 points, 13 rebounds, and half of those boards, more than half, are on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and more than half of them are the shots that he's throwing up on the glass and going to get. So, a la Moses Malone. So, when it goes up on the glass, Michigan's got to find a way to wedge themselves in between that young man because he has soft hands around the basket. But as we're going back here to action, Michigan's got to start capitalizing on these free throws right now. They've stepped up. They've split a few, missed a couple front ends.
And they do rule that foul on Baker Mazara as a shooting foul, which is a bit surprising to me. So Vlad Golden, who went 0 for 2 at the line earlier in this second half, back there at 73% on the year, and he knocks this one down. Sorry, it was late in the first half. And Michigan's up 36-34. At Jimmy John's, every day we prep for 6 hours, baking bread, slicing all natural meats and fresh veggies, putting together the perfect sandwich in just 30 seconds. Order today at jimmyjohns.com and enjoy. Second free throw rattles home, a 2 for 2 trip for Golden, and Michigan bumps it to 3. 37-34, Wolverines, 15:40 left. Michigan comes out in a zone defense with Donaldson and Burnett the front line. And the front court is Gale, Wolf, and Golden. Left side, Baker Mazara. Flip it over, Broome. Shot fake, leans in, banks over Golden, and scores it. He has 16 of the Tigers' 36. They're back within 1.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if you get in a zone, you have to be active in a zone. They just can't throw it right down the mouth of your defense.
Donaldson, high on the left, picks up his bounce. Flip it over right wing to Wolf, and a foul away from the ball. Baker Mazara and Chaney Johnson converging on Golden, and Chaney Johnson called for the foul. Number 1 on him, and Auburn up to 3 fouls. Michigan none in the half, as Chris Moore, playing in his 150th game for the Tigers, he charges in there to replace Baker Mazara.
I'll tell you what, the way Vlad got up and looked as if that wasn't even a basketball play.
No review, though. Inbound Wolf, left point. Considers a drive, leave it Donaldson in between the circles, around a screen from Wolf. Now Wolf gets it back, right of the lane, takes it in, shot fake, high off the glass for 2. Danny Wolf with 16, matching Broome, and Michigan inflates the lead back to 3, 39-36.
Yeah, I tell you what, Danny's doing a good job at not settling, trying to get downhill.
Pettiford pulls up a straight-on 3. It's strong. Offensive rebound. Broome again. Flip it left corner. Kelly a 3. Blocked by Burnett, and Wolf comes up with it. One-arm pass up at near side by Burnett. Feed it into Gale. Reverses. Scores! Counted the foul! Gale flexes on him.
Yeah, what a pass there by Namari Burnett to block the shot, get out in transition, and drop the dime. Tell you what, Namari Burnett is engaged.
Burnett played a season-low 13 minutes in the win over A&M in the round of 32. He didn't score for the second time in his Michigan career, which is now 69 games long. Today, 8 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and he helps Roddy Gale Jr. give Michigan its largest lead at 41-36. The 79% free throw shooter bangs down the bunny. A three-point play, 42-36 Michigan. Zip a pass up toward Broom. Banks scores, counting a foul on the other side as Auburn quickly darts right to left, and Janai Broom showing why he's a National Player of the Year type. 42-38, Auburn within 4.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it just can't happen that fast. I mean, they can't just throw it to Broom in the middle of the floor, and he drives right down the middle of your defense.
So Janai Broom at the line, where he shoots 59% after the golden foul, and he gets the friendly Plinko to drop. Auburn rebuts that three-point play with one of their own old-fashioned, and the Tigers fans making up about 65% of the overall arena. They stand up and cheer. Michigan by 3 with possession. Donaldson darts his way right wing. Zips one over to the left wing. 3-ball Wolf, airborne and strong. Easy rebound Kelly for Auburn. Pettiford right to left into the forecourt. Steps back high on the right. Has Gale on a switch. And now Bruce Pearl, the SEC's Coach of the Year, barks out orders to Pettiford and the white-clad Tigers. Shot clock halfway gone. Little past the 6-minute mark of the second half. Michigan's lead 42-39. In toward Broom. He almost loses the handle, and then he behind the back throws it out of bounds with good defense from Roddy Gale Jr., forcing the Auburn turnover. Number 13.
Yeah, I tell you what, Michigan's defense has a lot to do with these turnovers here.
Broom has 19 of the Tigers' 39, but he has taken 17 shots. Donaldson to Gale left point. Gale charges in, leans, banks, missed it. Tap up by Wolf, in for 2. Oh, he was so calm, kind of pausing in the air for a moment. 44-39 Michigan, and the ball trickled toward the Michigan bench. A few seconds elapsed before Auburn requested it to stop.
Well, I tell you what, that's where the Wolverines have to start flexing their muscle is getting those offensive rebounds right now.
A modest Danny Wolf chant starting. Inside Janai Broom, working against Golden. Over the front of the rim, missed it off the heel. Rebound Burnett, head up as he works left to right. Underhands at Donaldson. Michigan up 44-39, 13-15 to play. Wolf on the right point. Has Broom defensively. Between the leg dribble, takes it in, spins. He puts one high off the glass, and got it to go! Start those chants up again, baby! 46-39 Michigan, 13 minutes to play in the Sweet 16.
Hey, and Danny Wolf looked up at his fan base and acknowledged them, and I tell you what, he's feeding off of them, and he's answering the bell.
Pettiford on the left wing for Auburn. To the right side, 3-ball, Kelly up and off the heel. Good box out, a loose ball foul comes on Michigan and Damari Burnett. And Dusty May with a smack of his hands and a come on, man.
There was a lot of holing underneath there. It could have went either way, but tell you what, if it is on Damari Burnett, I like the fact that he just didn't give up an point-blank offensive rebound underneath the rim.
Danny Wolf and Damari Burnett, Michigan's 2 leading scorers, head of the bench. Will Cheddar and Reuben Jones in. Inbound up toward Broom. Gale almost fleeced him, but Broom collects it at the point. Works in on Golden, spins, loses his footing, walked with it. Turnover Auburn. Bruce Pearl stomping mad over on that Tigers sideline. He wanted a foul. Turnover Tigers.
Yeah. Glad Golden pulled the chair from up underneath him, knowing that Jahani Broom wants to feel that contact. He works off of contact down there on that low post area.
5 of Auburn's 14 turnovers belong to Janai Broom. Michigan a 46-39 lead, 12:38 to play. A spot in the Elite Eight on the line here in Atlanta. Center circle Donaldson for the midnight blue-clad Wolverines. Angles left, feeds Cheddar, shot fake, got the man up and induces a foul against Chaney Johnson. They're going to say Cheddar's right sneaker was on the three-point line, so 2 free throws for Will Cheddar, but he's good from there, 85% on 41 attempts.
Yeah, just a smart play there by Will Cheddar. I tell you what, whenever you look at that young man's plus-minus when he's in the ball game, it's usually all pluses because Will Cheddar brings it.
Cheddar at the stripe with his family just to our right. Knocks down the first free throw. 47-39. Michigan an 8-point lead, its largest, as Chaney Johnson, who just picked up that third foul on that sequence, leaves and Dylan Cardwell returns. A deep breath from Cheddar, shooting toward the Michigan cheerleading side of things. Second one up and pure. 48-39. U of M up by 9 on the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're in uncharted territory right now. Michigan should be ready to step on the gas right now.
6 straight for Michigan, 19-9 advantage in the half. Straight on 3, Pettiford up in a swish. The star freshman, their only non-senior in the rotation, drains it 48-42. Michigan's lead down to a half dozen. Center circle, Donaldson flips it past left side. Cheddar, and it's through his hands, out of bounds. Auburn's basketball after the media timeout. Michigan 48. Auburn 42, 11:57 to play in the Sweet 16. And on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey Wolverine fans, basketball season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Michigan basketball games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
It's not too early to start planning for the 2025-26 Michigan men's and women's basketball seasons. For men's basketball, you can join the interest list to be notified if season tickets become available this summer. And women's basketball season tickets are on sale now. Both programs in Ann Arbor are ascending, and you don't want to miss any of the action. For more information, head over to mgoblue.com/tickets. That's mgoblue.com/tickets to learn more about season tickets for Michigan basketball. Michigan leading Auburn 48-42, 11:57 remaining here at State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta with the national champion Terry Mills, our engineer Tony Butler, our host Rob Joyce. I'm Brian Bush. Terry Danny Wolf having one of his best games in the maize and blue, 20 points, 5 rebounds, and he's already at a season-high tying 16 attempts. He's 9 for 16.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's a very unselfish player, a willing passer, and right now you get an opportunity to see Danny Wolf play 2 solid halves of basketball right now, and he's bringing it, and kind of expecting the other part of Area 51 to get involved as this game dwindles down.
Be sure to subscribe to Go Blue Podcast. Wide range of audio content for you there, including Defend the Block covering Michigan hoops. Go Blue Podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Pettiford, Broom, Baker, Mazzara, Cardwell, and Jones on the floor for Auburn. Michigan counters Donaldson, Jones, Cheddar, Wolf, and for the first time in the half, LJ Kaysen, who has not taken a shot today after having an outstanding effort against Texas A&M, tied for his second most points of the year against the Aggies with 11. Michigan with a zone look defensively coming out of this media stoppage. Pettiford, head down, right of the lane, takes it underneath the cup, flip it left corner. Jones tries a 3, knocks it down. And Auburn with a 6-0 run, bookending the media stoppage. Wolverines lead down to 3 at 48-45, 11:40 remaining.
Well, this is where Michigan gets tough at right here. They're not necessarily concerned about.
Wolf spins into the paint, banks it, no. Tap up did not fall. Rebound, Baker Mazar, a lot of contact, no whistle. Wolf still pining for it. Pettiford past the center line for the white-clad Tigers, the #1 overall seed in this NCAA tournament. Jones, lob it up, Broom, has Cheddar on him defensively. Broom, already with a monster double-double, backs him down, hooks it up there, lasers it home, and Auburn's within a point, 48-47. Auburn almost stole it away from Donaldson as Michigan brings it left to right. Donaldson, he climbs a Wolf screen, tries to pass it to him. Baker Mazara fleeces him, then a foul comes on Baker Mazara, who holds his arms out in celebration as he's helped up from his back off that center logo. And it's back to the Tigers, who can reclaim their first lead since the end of the first half.
Well, Michigan is coming with some empty possessions right now, so got to get back to playing solid basketball.
Glad Golden turns. Spelling. Will Cheddar. Also Damari Burnett back out there. He replaces Trey Donaldson. Pettiford on the left wing. To the right side, Baker Mazar. Auburn down 1 with possession. Baker Mazar to the right baseline. Jumper rattles around. Falls, yes. No, they're going to say a foul was on the floor on Damari Burnett. It is Burnett with foul number 2. Boy, there have been 4 or 5 shooting versus non-shooting fouls that I think I've disagreed with. And that one's one of them, but it's a Michigan break. Second foul on Burnett. It's the 4th on Michigan. Inbound Cardwell, still 48-47 U of M. Auburn with the basketball. And a foul, Reuben Jones decking Pettiford. A whistle. They haven't motioned which side. Excuse me, it was him and Baker Mazara. And who's the foul going on? It's on Reuben Jones. Number 2 on Reuben.
Yeah, I didn't see a replay on it. I'm not sure what happened. It just looked like 2 players got tangled up.
Baker Mazara's fiery. He was ejected due to a technical foul against Yale in that NCAA tournament matchup with Danny Wolf last year. Let's go Tigers chant resonating here in downtown Atlanta. Cardwell, hand off to Denver Jones. Drives into the paint, another foul, and they're going to say this one counts? Damari Burnett, a bank and score. No, they're going to wave it off. It's an inbound.
Yeah.
But the 3rd foul for Burnett and the 3rd foul for Michigan on this trip.
Yeah, and Dusty's just holding up both his fists, telling his guys to dig in. Hang in there right now.
48-47 Michigan. An interminable possession continues. Right wing Baker Mazara had it poked away. Jones fleeced him, flips it over Kaysen. Reaching foul, not called. Kaysen goes up strong, floats it up there, and didn't get it to go. Tap up by Wolf, no good. Rebound secured by Broom. A lot of contact. No foul, Auburn's ball. 48-47 Michigan. 10-14 to play for a spot in the Elite 8. And it's getting feisty with Auburn still on an 8-0 run. Broom into the paint, leans in, misses a floater. Tap rebound by Cardwell over to Broom. Missed it again. 3rd chance Cardwell. Lobs right wing Pettiford on the right side. Steps back at 18-footers a swish. And Auburn scored 10 straight. Timeout Dusty May in Michigan.
You've got to find a way to come up with that basketball there.
Tigers 49, Wolverines 48. Michigan had its largest lead of 9, and it disappears. Auburn by 1, 9:53 remaining. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Get your roll on with Lucky Paradise at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Every Saturday in March from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., roll your way to paradise and win a share of over $45,000 cash and travel vouchers. Get ready to jumpstart your vacation. Join us every Saturday at 10 p.m. for the grand prize drawing. Plus, boost your chances every Monday with 10 times entries. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water, see how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
As a team of seasoned experts, we take time to answer questions and understand each home buyer's unique situation. When you begin your home search or are ready to refinance, Ruoff Mortgage is here to help make your dream a reality. Stop by one of our Michigan branches or get started online at ruoff.com. Ruoff Mortgage Company, Inc., DBA. Ruoff Mortgage is an Indiana corporation. This is not an offer for extension of credit or a commitment to lend. All loans must satisfy company underwriting guidelines. Information and interest rates are subject to change at any time without notice. For a complete licensing information, visit ruoff.com or call 1-800-627-8633. Equal housing lender. MLS ID 141868.
Just like your favorite sports team, you need a solid defense to protect your home and business. Whether you're tackling unexpected accidents, fouls, or fumbles, Hylant and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance are on your team. Visit Hylant today at www.hylant.com/defense. That's www.hylant.com/defense.
Just past the midway point of the second half, 9:53 remaining. Auburn a 49-48 edge on the Maize and Blue thanks to a 10-0 run over 2 minutes, 18 seconds. What changed as Michigan led by 9 and lost it all?
Well, you know what? They haven't been able to come up with those 50-50 balls right now. And they were winning the war of the 50-50 balls, and all of a sudden it switched over to Auburn. Michigan tried to look at getting into a zone, but one thing in a zone, it's hard to rebound out of a zone. So I think Michigan's probably going to turn back and go back to man-to-man right now.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, and Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. A spot in the Elite Eight on the line. Michigan 14-4 all-time in the Sweet 16 as the Auburn Tigers, with four of their starting five on the floor. Tahad Pettiford in for Denver Jones, pumping up this partisan Auburn crowd in Atlanta out of the timeout.
Yeah, well, you can pump them up all you want. Michigan is right where they need to be, because we know what they're capable of doing in these single-digit points.
Right wing Wolf, Michigan's leading scorer with 20. Blanketed by Broom. In some trouble. Shot clock at 10. 5-second call on the Wolverines. And Janai Broom motioning to some of the fans behind us. After forcing the 5-second call on Wolf, Michigan would turn over number 14.
Yeah, and that's not what you want coming out of a timeout. I mean, you're drawing up a play, you got to be able to run that.
Pettiford bumps into Kaysen, detours, now leans in. He'll shoot a fadeaway that's blocked. It's deflected, ball loose, last touch Kaysen going back to Auburn. Pettiford shoved Kaysen, but play on as Roddy Gale Jr. and Trey Donaldson come in to spell L.J. Kaysen and Amari Burnett.
Yeah, solid minutes there by L.J. Kaysen. I'm that young man, I'm staying ready.
Broom directing traffic with the shot clock halfway gone. Denver Jones back into the ball game. And a bad pass and a reach-in foul comes on Michigan. Reuben Jones bumped into Baker Mazzara, and that is foul 7 on the Wolverines. Baker Mazzara, an elite free throw shooter, 88.5% on the year, heads of the line for a 1-and-1. And Dusty Mays certainly sharing his displeasure with Pat Adams on the far sideline. So a 1-and-1 for Chad Baker Mazzara, who has 2 points, 1 of 7 from the floor today. The lefty shoots it and rattles it home. Earns a second 11 straight for Auburn.
Well, I tell you what, there's plenty of time left in this game, and this has been a game of runs. So you're Michigan. Start thinking about your 12-0 run.
Second pure from Baker Mazzara. Again, Broom and then Mazzara urging the crowd to be loud. 51-48 Auburn. 9-12 rolling second half clock. Trey Donaldson, the former Auburn Tiger, at the center circle, feeds left wing Wolf, jab step, works around a screen on Golden, backs down against Cardwell, skip it right corner Jones, back over Wolf, Michigan's leading scorer, shot clock at 8. Now Jones on a hand, darts his way left elbow, leans in, had his layup partially blocked, but it still found it home. Baker Mazzara couldn't quite get the full swat away. Michigan within 150.
And I'll tell you what, he went up there with a little finger roll. This team might be one of the best teams at blocking shots.
Mazzara goes for a reverse layup, and Danny Wolf throttles that one out of bounds.
Yeah, Auburn's one of the better block shot teams as far as behind you, not in front of you, but when you go into the basket, they usually catch it from behind.
Wolf's first block today is 50th of the year. He had 3 against Texas A&M in the round of 32, his most since February 1st at Rutgers. Inbound Denver Jones around a screen from Broome. Steps back right point. Timer at 10. Leans in. Long 2 is good. And they're going to say it was a 3. That was close. We'll see if they take a look. But it's 54-50 Auburn. 8:20 left. Tigers the 15-2 run. Wolf, right side, has Cardwell on him, drives into the paint, had it poked out of bounds, off Wolf, back to Auburn. And the defense from the Tigers suffocating as of late. This place threatening to come unglued in Atlanta.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you just look at Michigan's body language, and that body language is telling me they're not going anywhere.
Hediford high on the left for the Tigers. 54-50 Auburn. 8 minutes left. Denver Jones shoots a 3 and buries it from 25 feet away. Tigers by 7. 7:53 left. Media timeout. Next dead ball, and Michigan needs it. Center line Donaldson. Picks up his bounce to Wolf. Handoff Donaldson. Jets his way left of the lane. Drives in on Broome. Underneath the cup. Couple of shot fakes. Reverses and threw it over the backboard. It's back to Auburn. Donaldson wants it to deflected shot. But it's right now Auburn's ball. Up by 7 on an 18-2 sprint. Up 57-50, 7:38 left. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
John Jansen here. We cover all things Michigan athletics on our podcast channel, MGO Blue Podcast with John Jansen. In the Trenches, presented by Meyer, focuses on all things Michigan football, including exclusive interviews, game previews, and post-game episodes. Defend the Block highlights both men's and women's basketball programs, and Conquering Heroes keeps you in the loop on every team in Ann Arbor. Search MGO Blue Podcast with John Jansen wherever you get your podcast. That's MGO Blue Podcasts with John Jansen.
If your day sounds like,
we need the report ASAP,
you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more rings, 2 more.
You deserve this ice cold reward. Modelo, remarkable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port Chicago, Illinois.
Gambling can be fun. Here we go. Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gut check time for Michigan, trailing Auburn 57-50, 7:38 remaining. Ryan Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce. Tigers trailed by 9. They've rattled off 18 of the last 20 points, including 2 pretty audacious threes from Denver Jones, who is 4th in Auburn history That three-point shooting percentage in his career just shy of 42%, chasing Wesley Person back in the 90s. And if it weren't for Denver Jones, take out his three-point shooting, Auburn is 3 of 18. But right now, Auburn's feeling it, Terry.
Yeah. I mean, they're feeling it right now. But I mean, we've been here before. I mean, this is not uncharted territory for the Wolverines, and they know they've got to do it on a defensive end right now. But I tell you what, there's not a whole lot of room for error when it goes up on the glass. That one and done mindset. And let's get something going down here on the opposite end. But let your defense turn it around.
Auburn, the lead and the basketball right to left. Pettiford brings it into the forecourt, joined by Jones, Broom, Cardwell, and Baker Mazzara. Jones zigzags through two, goes all the way to the cup, lays it up and in. He split Gale and Jones and then laid it up over Wolf. 59-50 Tigers, 7:20 remaining in the Sweet 16. Gale center circle for Michigan. Over to Golden, spins in the lane, slams it down, and a foul on the floor. And they call it on Janai Broom. It's number 3 on Broom, the 6th on Auburn, so Michigan has to inbound. Golden, just 4 points, 1 of 6 shooting. He has 8 boards. In his 9th career NCAA tournament game. Donaldson looking to inbound, chucks it out. It's over Reuben Jones, but he's able to secure it about 3/4 of the way down the floor. Brings it past the timeline with the shot clock halfway gone. Feed Donaldson at the point. Around a screen, jumping past Wolf on the right wing. At the free throw line, terminates his dribble. Shot clock at 4. Golden has him backing down Broom with 2 on the timer. Hooks it up. Yes! Counted the foul, and that's number 4 on Janai Broom. Michigan needed a life raft, and maybe it comes on that brilliant and one from the 5th-year grad student, Vlad Golden.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've been here before. Trust me. Believe me, I'll call a lot of games for this particular team this year. In fact, every last one of them. And I tell you what, they're not going anywhere.
The 4th foul with 6:51 to play. Michigan down 59-52. Prompts Bruce Pearl to take Janai Broom out and bring in Chaney Johnson. So Auburn's best player is out of the ball game. And Vlad Golden, who's been Michigan's best player down the stretch, is at the line where he's 2 for 4 today. Shoots it, fills it. Michigan within a half dozen.
Yeah, well, I talked about it earlier. I was waiting on the other half of that area 51 to get to going. So
in between the rings, Pettiford to Cardwell, skip it in. Denver Jones underneath, peels back out left baseline after he had a look on the right block. Now Pettiford high on the left. These Auburn Tigers can shoot from deep. Pettiford backpedals, crosses over on Gale, has Golden on a switch, shot clock at 6, drives right of the lane, takes it in, scoops and scores off the window for 2. 61-53 Auburn, 6:20 remaining. Auburn shooting 46% from the floor in the second half. They were barely above 30 in the first. Left wing Golden, backs down Cardwell, going to work with a right-handed dribble. Into the paint now, spins, shot fake, double team comes, no, tap up attempt, Gale no good. Golden gets it back, flings it up, no, but a foul. And Vlad Golden heads back to the free throw line on the interior foul by Auburn's Chad Baker Mazzara. That's number 4 on him. So Auburn's 2 leading scorers for the season both have 4 fouls. It's the 8th for Auburn, 2 free throws for Golden. Michigan down 61-53, a tick shy of 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, well, just capitalize on these free throws and gotta worry about getting a single stop. And then you talk about getting multiple stops. And guess what? You're back in this ballgame. You're not out of it by no means.
So Vlad Golden gets the basketball as he's retucking in that midnight blue jersey. Dribbles twice, bends the knees, shoots, swishes. 61-54, Michigan within 7. Miles Kelly replaces Chad Baker Mazzara as Bruce Pearl has a few words for Pat Adams over on that far sideline. One more for Golden. Lets it fly. Off the heel. Rebound Auburn. Still a 7-point Michigan deficit. Tigers right to left.
Yeah, big possession defensively by the Wolverines here. Come up with a stop.
Pettiford over to the right side. Denver Jones. Couple of big threes during that lengthy 20-2 run moments ago. Now Pettiford declines a screen. Has it in between the rings with a timer at 6. Shoots over Jones a 3. Nowhere close. Rebound. Roddy Gale Jr. tries to save it along the baseline. And he cannot. So a reset 20. Gale had it in his left arm and then kind of spiked it down. Could not trapeze the baseline. Auburn saves possession. And the Tigers are plus 15 on the glass. They've taken 14 more shots than Michigan. Inbound right corner, Kelly. Around the rainbow, left wing, Cardwell. Not a threat from out there. To Pettiford, right side, requesting a screen that doesn't come. Lob right side, Denver Jones. Splits 2, free throw line. Loses the handle. Got away with a walk. Pettiford secures it with 4. Steps back. He gets away with a travel. Shoots a 3 and buries it. Timeout, Auburn. Pettiford carried it.
Yeah, I've been thinking he's been getting away with carrying that basketball all game long, but to no avail. I mean, the officials seem to just let that go.
64-54 Auburn, 5:10 left. And the Tigers have not only held their ground with Janai Broom on the bench, they've added to their lead. It's a game-high 10 now with 5:10 remaining.
Yeah, but if you look back on it, and Michigan got that initial stop and then not being able to come up with the basketball, stepping on the out-of-bounds line, giving Auburn another opportunity to possess the basketball, that one comes back to haunt you. And if you're trying to come back in this ball game, you got to get stopped.
64-54 Auburn, 5:10 remaining in the second half. Michigan has had so much magic this year. Do they have one more surge in them? Still no Janai Broom or Chad Baker-Mazara on the floor for the top overall seed in this NCAA tournament, the Auburn Tigers. Michigan comes out with Jones, Donaldson, Gale, Wolf, and Golden. Here comes Donaldson, facing his former team, 5 points and no assists. Angles right wing, behind the back dribble to Golden, sights a straight on 3, banks it out, rebound Cardwell and Auburn. Way too strong from Golden, who didn't take a 3 in his collegiate career until this season. Now he's 11 of 33. Jones almost takes it away from Pettiford. Works around a Cardwell screen. High on the right. Shot clock at 10. Pettiford to the right elbow. Fades away. A lefty shot. Yes! Count it, and a foul on a fade from 16 feet away. And Auburn's up a dozen with a chance to add one more.
Yeah, when you talk about a team, high-level shot makers, and Pettiford is one of those shot makers. I mean, he's made some, Denver Jones has made some gut-wrenching shots down the stretch here.
Tahad Pettiford and Denver Jones each with double figures in the half. Pettiford 12, Jones 11. Pettiford's free throw gives him 13 and a half. He balloons the Auburn lead to 67-54. 4.5 to play. Michigan in desperation mode. Donaldson, feed the post Golden, backs down Cardwell, works into the paint, leans in, banks, misses, but he earns 2 free throws. Cardwell the foul.
Oh, that's how you put together a comeback. I mean, anytime you can get points without that shot clock running right now.
Glad Golden, 8 points today, 9 rebounds. He is 4 of 7 from the stripe, where he shot 73% on the season. Bends the knees, shoots it and swishes it. 67-55, Auburn's lead down to 12. One more for Vlad, airborne and perfect. 67-56, Auburn's lead down to 11. Michigan has to find some stops to try to keep their hopes to get to the Elite Eight alive. Right pocket, Miles Kelly back to Pettiford, who bleeds clock with 4:10 to play. Attempts a pass, but Gale just swats out of bounds. Michigan staying active defensively.
Yeah, they're just not sitting back right now. They're kind of blitzing. Something that we haven't seen this team do all year, but I tell you what, it's starting to become effective.
Pettiford has it with 10 on the timer. Around a screen from Cardwell. Flip it into Cardwell. Shot fake. Banks it. No. Rebound. Burnett. Michigan gets that stop and the rebound. Here come the Wolverines down 11. 3:53 left. Donaldson shimmies at the point. Over to the left wing. Wolf. Michigan's only score above 10 points. Backing down Johnson. Spins left baseline. Underneath the cup. Banks had it partially blocked. Ball loose. Cardwell saves it for Auburn. Feed Johnson, who slows it down with 3:35 left, and Auburn in front 67-56. Pettiford center circle. Guarded closely by Burnett. Timer down to 10. Now Pettiford goes to work behind the back dribble, crosses over, spins to the free throw line, over to Johnson for a three, and it's strong, but a one-hop rebound secured by Wolf. Oh, he snagged it away from Denver Jones. Up ahead, Roddy Gale Jr. with a right baseline drive. At the right elbow now, he leans in, flutters one up, no, back tap rebound, Denver Jones secures it for Auburn. Inside of 3 minutes to play, 67-56 Auburn. Michigan wants some pressure. Wolf went for a steal inside Cardwell. Burnett poked it out of bounds. 2:48 remaining. Media timeout. Wolverines need a big rally. Down 67-56. Back to the finish next on the Wolverine Sports Network from Learfield.
This Michigan season is all about teamwork, on and off the court. That's why we're thrilled to have Founders Brewing Company as a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Founders has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like Michigan Pilsner, their new Mortal Bloom, and of course All-Day IPA right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Celebrate every three-pointer and slam dunk with the perfect pour of Founders. Learn more about Founders community involvement and where to find your go-to game day beer at foundersbrewing.com.
Wolverines, Tigers.
Whip it inside, driving Gale, soars and jams right baseline.
This is the NCAA tournament on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. You have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
67-56, Auburn with the lead on Michigan, 2:48 here in the second half remaining as we pause 10 seconds. For station identification, this is Michigan basketball from Learfield. Welcome back to downtown Atlanta with the national champion Terry Mills, our engineer and producer Tony Butler, our host Rob Joyce. I'm Brian Bush. With 2:48 left, we're keeping it here the rest of the game. This last call is presented by Founders Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, welcome to craft. Terry, Michigan hoping that they've got some magic left. This isn't the last call on the season. How do they chip away? Down 11, 2:48 left.
Well, I mean, you got to have everything kind of work in your favor right now. And if you are to get stops, you got to be able to possess that basketball and then get out and run in transition. You can't afford to let that ball get back into Auburn's hands because the time is dwindling right now.
Auburn on a 28-6 run. 28-8 run. Inbound, Johnson wide open for a two-hand stuff straight on off the inbound. And it's 69-56. Auburn up by 13. Donaldson right wing, bothered by Baker Mazzara. He and Broom back out on the floor with those 4 fouls. Right point Wolf leans in, vacates to Donaldson. Shot clock at 10. Michigan down 13. Donaldson step back, leans in. 3 is blocked. Tapped up in the air by Wolf out of bounds. It's going to Auburn. 2:17 left, and the Tigers can feel it now.
Yeah, I can tell you what, they might can feel it, but I tell you what, the score is not going to indicate the fight that this team was in. Michigan just wasn't able to respond to those runs that...
Golden and Donaldson leave. Cheddar and Taysom return. Michigan going defense for offense switch here. Pettiford darts his way into the forecourt. Picks up his bounce. Shoots one up toward Chaney Johnson on a pass. Over to Broom, left baseline. Payson went for the steal, didn't get it. Broom goes in hard. Layup, no, but a foul on Roddy Gale Jr. Janai Broom to the free throw line. 2:03 left. Auburn 69, Michigan 56. Broom, Sporting News' National Player of the Year, the SEC's Player of the Year, 3rd in Auburn history, playing in his 166th game. Bends the knees, shoots the free throw, misses it strong. Still a 13-point Auburn lead, 2:03 remaining. Holds the ball near his right hip, takes a deep breath, dribbles once, bends the knees, shoots, and rattles it home. 70-56 Auburn, their largest lead as they really turn it on down the stretch in the second half. Payson left point and a foul called on the drive. Denver Jones came up with it. So Denver Jones picks up number 1. It is a 2-shot opportunity on Auburn's 10th foul of the half. So L.J. Kaysen, an outstanding freshman for Michigan, who has built a foundation for himself to become a potential star for the Maize and Blue this year. At the line for 2. First one up and good. 70-57. Michigan cuts it to 13. One more for Kaysen. And he buries it, 70-58, $1:55 left. The inbounder is Chaney Johnson. Michigan, full court press, whip it, Denver Jones, lob it up, Johnson. Shovel it, Jones. Double team comes, pass up toward the center circle. Johnson catches it, goes up for a layup, banks it, missed it. Rebound deflected to Cheddar. Michigan has to push. Up ahead, Burnett. Jumping pass right wing. Gale tries a 3-ball and misses it off the heel. One-hop rebound snatched by Kaysen, left block. Now left wing, Cheddar catches, flings one up to Burnett. Shot fake on the right wing. 1:30 to play. Michigan down 12. Cheddar right wing. Consenter's pumping up a 3. Now to Burnett, catch and shoot 3-ball. It's off the heel. Rebound, Gale soars above Johnson, and then a reach-in foul on Johnson for Auburn. Roddy Gale Jr. earns a couple of free throws. Michigan still battling. Down by 12, 1:21 remaining.
I tell you what, Michigan hasn't waved the flag. I mean, they're playing.
So Gale, 5 points, 1 of 1 from the line today. Heads there where he's 79%. Hoists and hits, 70-59. Michigan cuts it to 11. Miles Kelly returns for Chaney Johnson on the Auburn side of things. One more for Gale. Free throw up. And he knocks it down, 70-60. 10-point deficit. Full court press. Broom inbounds to the knees of Kelly to Broom in front of the free throw line. Finds Jones, push pass right wing, Pettiford, and Cheddar fouls him with 1:12 left. Auburn up 70-60. So Pettiford, who really turned on the Jets in the second half. 13 points since halftime, up to 18 in the ball game. Lets the first free throw go, and he gets a friendly bounce here in front of a pro-Auburn crowd. 71-60 Auburn, 72 seconds remaining. Pettiford, the lefty, dribbles twice, spins the basketball, bends the knees, hoists and hits it again. 72-60. And Pettiford leaves. Johnson returns for the Tigers. Wolf rolls the inbound to L.J. Kaysen. Hasn't picked it up. Now snatches it far sideline. Over to the left wing. Drive by Gale. Spinning. Needs some help. Underhands it. Burnett goes up and jams it down. 72-62. Quick inbound Denver Jones, who is triple teamed by the Wolverines. Jumping past, finds Kelly, and he's fouled by Gale with 56 seconds left. Still a 10-point Auburn lead. And the trades aren't benefiting Michigan right now. Can't go 2 for 2 in the final minute, down 10. The reality starting to sink in on that Michigan bench. Shoulders shrugging. With the Wolverines down by 10. Free throw up and good from Miles Kelly, who's been quiet today. Averages 12 a game. That was just his 4th point. Michigan 27 wins on the year. 14 in the Big Ten. Most by a first-year head coach ever for Michigan. Second free throw good, 74-62 Auburn, 56 seconds left in the Sweet 16. Kaysen underhands it toward Wolf, drives in, got fouled by Broom, and Broom's day is done. So Johni Broom exits with his 5th foul at 50.1 remaining. 74-62 Auburn. And Broom gets a well-deserved round of applause, holds his hands to the sky and to the crowd, and walks over to the Auburn bench. In all likelihood, Broom has earned a 167th game in an Elite Eight clash with Michigan State. Danny Wolf at the line, 50.1 left, 74-62 Auburn. Free throw from Wolf, well short. Reuben Jones in, and freshman Fat Brooks is standing at the scorer's table. Dusty May with his arms crossed in that midnight blue quarter zip for Michigan. Wolverines know their fate here in 50.1. Second free throw from Wolf, rattles out. An 0 for 2 trip. Rebound Denver Jones, who gets hit in the eye. And he'll head to the free throw line for 2 more as Michigan trails by 12. Boy, Terry, there's a 9-point Michigan lead at 48-39. Since then, Auburn a 35-14 run.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it all boiled back down to Michigan being able to get those stops, but just not being able to come up and possess that basketball. And plus 14 on the boards, it's hard to win a ball game like that.
First one from Jones is good, 75-62. Fat Brooks replaces Danny Wolf, who Michigan and head coach Dusty May expect to be an NBA first-rounder. Reuben Jones also leaves. Looks like his collegiate career is over as Vlad Golden comes in for one more run. Second free throw good, 76-62 Auburn. Inbound Kaysen, the talented freshman on the right wing. hoists a rain-making 3 to go. 76-65, Auburn by 11, 44.2 left. Inbound to Baker Mazzara, flips it up to Pettiford as he slithers over on a pass to Chaney. Now Baker Mazzara soars in and jams. The exclamation point for the Auburn Tigers, 78-65. Kaysen, right point, another 3, and it's high off the heel, hits the shot clock, which now goes dark. 29 seconds left, 78-65 Auburn. And that will do it. Will Cheddar in, Vlad Golden out. A big hug from the two as Vlad Golden's remarkable collegiate career that started quietly in Lubbock, Texas, that soared all the way to 2 NCAA tournaments and a remarkable Final Four with Florida Atlantic 2 years ago, ends in the maize and blue with a 27-win season here in the Sweet 16. Auburn into the forecourt, up 78-65. The Tigers faithful came out in droves, and they helped Auburn erase a 9-point Michigan deficit and rally for a 78-65 win. It's chalk in the Elite Eight, Auburn versus Michigan State, while the Wolverines' remarkable season comes to an end in the Sweet 16, 78-65. The Tigers win it over the Wolverines. We're back to wrap it up with our post-game show next. This is Michigan basketball from Clearfield.
Spring has sprung, and so have the deals at Kohl's Spring Savings Event. I just got a comfy tee for just $7.99, a cute swimsuit for $19.99, 40% off patio furniture for my backyard, and so much more. So don't wait. These deals are too good to miss. Hurry over to Kohl's to save big on warm weather essentials during their Spring Savings Event today. Select styles. Offers end March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Go blue. Go long. Go 5.5% ABV. Go sparkling citrus and real liquor. Go gluten-free and full flavor. Go with the drink that's the fastest growing spirits brand in the world 2023 and is unlike anything you've had before. Go with the Finnish long drink. A